Hello, I made it. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining me from in the world. Happy Friday. Thank you for coming to hang out. A little bit of a quieter week this week, but I think we know to expect in collecting. Sometimes we've got a feast, sometimes we've got a famine, and sometimes these quieter weeks, not a bad thing, not a bad thing. You've just got to resist buying impulse things, right? So this was another week where I saw the announcement from Hot Toys. They finally announced an Arkham Origins Batman, and I was like, oh, this will make people happy, right? And boy, was I wrong. It felt like no one was happy. No one liked the head sculpt. I saw one comment where the person said they thought the proportions looked womanly. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, only one announcement from Hot Toys. A little bit of SooSooToys news. So hence I'm asking the question, is SooSooToys making a comeback in 2026? And I appreciate it's far too early to know, but we don't have a lot of newsy news. So that's the kind of stuff we have to talk about. We'll also take a look at the Hot Toys schedule for the first quarter of 2026. We'll see what the figures are, I guess, that are left over from last year that are due to be released, what is slated as quarter one, because I have to think, we are on the countdown to Chinese New Year. And I don't know, my inaccurate Tobey Maguire Spidey senses are tingling that perhaps we might get a couple of heavy hitters to see us into Chinese New Year, because, I think Howie Claus wants us to start talking Hot Toys as they go into their New Year break. So we'll see. We'll have a chat about it all. I've got some audience participation questions as well. So I hope that whether you're watching live or on the replay, that you take part in the audience participation question. I think that would be really great. But we've already got some people in the chat that are here to hang out. So let's see who we've got with us on this Friday. We've got the Toy Collector. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you. Got Keith Lee. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I'm in a meeting for the next hour, so I'll jump on shortly afterwards or I'll catch the replay. Well, thank you for being here, Keith, one of my channel members. I appreciate it. Hope work's not too painful this start of the year. I have to say I was kind of appreciative that this week was not as full on as I was expecting it to be. So that was a nice surprise. King Dingaling is here. Hello, all. Hello to you. We've got Anthony Stanfield. Hello, everyone. Happy it's Friday after a return to work this week. Yeah, me too. My struggle is I am like a night owl, and when I was off work, it was very easy for it to get to midnight and me be wide awake and not prepared to sleep. And the difference this week was I had an alarm that kept going off, and I really need to get back into a better sleep rhythm because, look, Helen's tired. Helen's tired, everyone. That's okay. We'll soldier on. Miss Batwoman is here. Happy Friday, Helen, Shuri, and everyone. Happy Friday to you. I'm hoping little Shuri might join us. She was drinking some water just as I was starting this stream, so I hope she didn't. I don't think she joined us last week, so hopefully this week she might. Her little cat scratcher is there. I kind of use that to lure her into this room, so we'll see. I did debate putting a little cat tower in this room, but cats like to groom, and I didn't want to be known as the person who has her cat grooming certain areas on a stream, so I have not done that. Uncarded Reviews is here. Tim Tam Slam Hot Damn. I mean, that's a nice little bit of alliteration, isn't it? I'm trying to resist the Tim Tam Slams. I saw it's a food stream, right? Right before Christmas, I saw, I think people would be familiar with Rumballs. And I saw there was a recipe for something similar to Rumballs that used Tim Tams and a very, I think it's divisive, but I think if you love it, you love it, Australian chocolate called a peppermint crisp. And it combined the Tim Tams and the peppermint crisp into a truffle. And I was like, they sound amazing, but if I make them, it's all over. I will eat them all. Figure It Out is here. Hello, everybody. Hello to you. Thank you for coming to hang out. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday. I've got a meeting 2 at 10, but we'll hang in there with you, Helen, as long as I can. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for coming to hang on. A night owl, isn't that just an owl? I'm pretty sure the saying is a night owl, isn't it? Or do we just say that in Australia? Because, everything's upside down in Australia. Dream and Visions is here dropping a bat, which I think you did last week. So I don't know if that's because of the collection or because you like bats. You do you. Either is absolutely fine. So I didn't have my hype man Carlos in the comments to start. That's okay. Carlos can have days off. But if he was here, he would tell you to drop our friend Helen a like, a sub. We've got quite a few people. We've almost got 20 people in here to start the stream. So if you feel like dropping a like, it's free. I'd appreciate it. I turn up even when it's a slow news week because it's not just Howie Claus that loves you and wants you to be happy. Helen loves you and wants you to be happy too. And I know we want to keep Friday nights alive. So here we are, starting off the stream a little bit differently. So first up, thank you to my channel members. I've got the Broke Collector, AJ Agrusa, Pop Culture Living Room, Kevin LaFranc, Aaron Broverman, Tijuana Mike, Keith Lee, Valkyrie Magnus, Miss Batwoman, Bob Dylan, and Blue Tattoo. Thank you very much. As I said, we're starting off a little bit different. I'm throwing a curveball at you guys. So I wanted to ask the question, and I know it's very early to make this assumption, but last week, after a long hiatus and not many releases last year, SooSooToys finally told us Homelight, which I believe is Starlight from the boys, we're releasing it. This figure is something that I believe was meant to be released like 2 to 3 years ago. Like, this figure has been a really long time coming. We know, of course, just before the new year, they finally released their Blade figure. We've also got this Red Warrior figure, which I think is some kind of Kamen Rider or Kamen Rider adjacent figure. Those came out. So I went, okay, wow, like that's finally Starlight is out the door. Maybe we'll see some more releases later in the year. Was not expecting this week. SooSooToys says they are releasing the Sultan of Speed, which is, of course, one of their Flash figures that they announced. I believe this is the 90s version based on John Wesley Shipp, who, of course, played the dad in the new version of the Flash. So I was pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting so soon after Homelight for them to say this is coming. I know people have started to get invoices, which is always the telltale sign, like when those invoices start dropping, like you know that figure's coming in. So I am starting to wonder, can SooSooToys turn it around? Are we going to see them catch up on their backlog and then restore a little bit of faith in the community? Because I feel like there's a lot of people who are feeling a little bit jaded with SooSooToys and their very slow release schedule. Because I think I said this last week with the Starlight figure. There's so many people who were like, I gave up on this line because I never thought this was coming out, or I cancelled this or whatnot. So it is a little bit disheartening when you want to collect a line and figures are delayed. I think it's a little bit the same with Arkham Origins, right? Like there were so many people who jumped out of that line expecting it was done, and then Hot Toys surprised us with Nightwing and the Batman figure finally. So I am hopeful, but also cautiously optimistic, because I would like to see a bit more of a vibrant third-party landscape in 2026. I feel like last year was very quiet. So didn't do a lot. Like I know Mars Toys released some great stuff, but they're not a high-volume producer. Toys Era, who I feel like were for the longest time really, I guess, the backbone of third-party companies, and under their many different names that they have, releasing so many things. So I, for one, hope that they're going to get through the backlog and that this is a positive sign. And I think if we get maybe another release before Chinese New Year, like 3 of the backlog to start the year, I think that's a positive sign. So I'm here to go, so we believe you can turn it around. I really hope you can turn it around, because I feel like some of the lines they've been doing, particularly the Arrowverse, they're IPs that have been pretty neglected by certainly official companies as far as merchandising goes. So I'd like to go back to a landscape where SooSoo has a pretty steady volume of releases. They're doing good quality figures that people are really happy with. But I'm also, as I say, I'm cautious in my optimism because I also know they said that they were going to drop a Season 9 Grant Gustin Flash before Christmas, one of their limited edition 300 units only, and that has not happened either. So I, for one, would rather them focus on the backlog, but let's see. But as I said, I'm keen to know, like, what are your feelings on SooSooToys, whether you're watching live or in the replay? Have these 2 releases to start the year made you feel a little bit optimistic about them again, or have you written them off? I'm always keen to know what people think about different things in collecting. I've got a few comments. Who's here? We've got Mitchell Lawrence said, just passing through, showing love to your life. Thank you, Mitchell. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Blue Tattoo, channel members here. Hey, Blue, happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. JB is here. Happy snow day, Helen and Chat. Oh, snow day. Is that what cooled down here? I have to say, we had a couple of cooler days, and by cooler days, I mean 30 degrees Celsius. I don't think I've ever properly been in snow. That's my dream. Windman's here. Hello, everyone. Hello to you, Windman. Hope you're doing well. Uncarter Review says, SooSooToys released that excellent Blade figure. All is forgiven. Let them cook. Look, I think Uncarter Reviews, I think a lot of people can be patient, but I think, you know, one of the constant things we talk about in this community is communication. And I think like many companies, we're probably very over communicative at the start and set a bar. And I think when you then drop off, that becomes a problem. And I'd be down for something as simple as like once a quarter, the things that are overdue, just a post to go, this, it's coming, it's not coming. Give us a bit of a landscape. And that's where I miss, like, Hot Toys. It's been a while since they've done one of their coming soon release photos, because I think sometimes just that little bit of communication goes a long way. So I know for me, like, I'm waiting on 4 Arrowverse figures, and particularly that Supergirl figure. If a delay means that head sculpt is going to come out a lot better than the promo photos, I'm all for it. But if we're going to get a delay and things still look a little bit shonky town, and, you know, at some point people were hypothesizing with some of these like 300 limited edition releases, are they just trying to get funds in to finish other figures? Is that why they're putting up, you know, pre-orders when they said they wouldn't? And I think that's the problem. People fill the space. As I said, it just a little bit of an update to go, here was the what we said, and now here's the new dates. Because I feel like I can be a pretty patient collector. And I think if they came out last year and just said, look, this is what's coming out this year, this stuff's all delayed, I'd go, okay, at least they're still working on it, we still know. But when you're in that vacuum and no one knows what's going on, like, it's not, I don't think it's a place a lot of collectors like to be in. Figure It Out says, I predict that 2026 will be the year for the third-party revive. I hope so. As I said, I've really felt the gap from third-party companies, because look at the Thunderbolts, right? We had third-party John Walker, Alexi, and Ghost. And I'm like, where were the reissues? And I feel like this is, you know, I know some people go, they're trash, they're garbage, but I do feel like they play such an important role, I think, with supporting characters, secondary characters. So I definitely would like to see a third-party revival this year. Like, Toy Zero, where are you? I miss you, Toy Zero. Windman says, so nice to see So finally dropping long-delayed figs, but apparently they can't be bothered to take decent pics of the packaging, remove the plastic, guys. Yeah, this is what gets me. Like, was it the same with the Homelight figure? Like, some of these pictures, yeah, not great. And this is the thing, because then people are going, can you show us a picture of the final product? And they haven't even done that. And I think even if you had, I think, the box open with even the figure in the foam or the clamshell, like, I think that would be nice. Give people a little bit of a teaser, because I don't know if they're really sending things to reviewers anymore. Like, in the past, I know, like, Joao would get SooSooToys things pretty quickly. There was also like a photo blogger who would get their stuff pretty quickly to photograph, but that hasn't really been happening. And I think that's the other thing. After this delay, I think people do want that peace of mind, and as unfair as it probably is to the businesses that carry their products, I think some people also might be like, do I pay this invoice? Because if this is not good, do I want to commit to it? Which, as I said, I kind of understand, because I get how difficult it is to sell things. But yeah, look, at least it's signs of life, which I appreciate. Uncata Review says Art of Scopia and Mars Toys are collaborating on a Professor Jones, gives you words, Jemima, from Raiders and Club Obi-Wan Tuxedo Indiana Jones figures. Art of Scopia is Waruna, right? Doesn't he work at Star Ace? I have a custom head sculpt of his he did back in the day of Willa Holland. So that'll be interesting. I saw he was working on, I think he was working on his own indie sculpt, wasn't he, Waruna, at one stage? I know he's done a few things, and this is what gets me. Like, I quite like Waruna's work, so I don't know if he still is involved in Star Ace, but if he is, why did their stuff not always look great? I don't know. Mars Toys have to release Willy Wonka soon. It's been a couple years now. I mean, that's another one that people keep asking about. And we're going to talk about a third-party miracle really soon, guys. Don't you worry, because miracles happen. Dreams do come true in collecting. They really do. Got Valkyrie Magnus here. Good morning, Helen. Good morning to you, Valkyrie. Thank you for coming to hang out. Anthony agrees. I hope third parties come back in 2026. Last year seemed very dry. It really did. I feel like the most prolific thing we had when it comes to third party would be more outfit sets. People like Topo and Kento doing different outfit sets, but those like full figures, as I say, those supporting characters that other, Hot Toys don't always make. That is what I like about third party. And I know when I did a little bit of a count of my collection, of the 100 figures I have, I think close to 40 are third party figures. So I have a lot of love for them. I know there's characters that I really love, like Jessica Jones, that's third party. My whole Arrowverse shelf is third party. I've got a third party Luke Cage that I think is just an amazing head sculpt, regardless of whether it's third party or license, that has an amazing likeness to Mike Coulter. So yeah, I hope so. I really, really would like to see third party come back with a bit of a boom this year. Bobby, hello, Bobby. Lim, Kai, Mars all took last year off. I mean, we got a couple of things from Mars, but like 11's been super quiet as well. Like, we used to see figures from 11 through 1/6 kit. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're doing projects in official capacities elsewhere or what it is, but like, I miss them. I miss their figures. I miss their funky names. I miss it all. I miss a good bit of third party. A collection obsession is here. Good morning, Helen, California viewer here. You must be up really early. So you know what? We're fancy on this stream now. And if you got up early and you turned on my stream, I think you deserve some applause. So thank you for coming to hang out with me on your Friday morning. Figure It Out says, I'd love to see someone do a Henry Jones Sr. to put in the sidecar of my DID German motorcycle. That would be cool. Paul's here. Hello, everybody. Hello to you, Paul. Happy Friday. Oh, Blue, still waiting on my So-So blade from TNS. Really? That surprises me, because I always thought TNS got So-So stuff pretty quickly. Like, I thought there was some, like, family connection between them, but yeah, that surprises me. I'm it's funny, I don't love TNS for many reasons that I won't go into on this stream. Which is funny, because when I've gone into their store in Hong Kong, I've been a bit of like, I don't like you, but I want to buy display bases, and I can't find anyone else that sells them in Hong Kong. So here I am, but you don't know that who I am and that I don't like you. But I have to say, my So-So toys I've got ordered from Giant Toys, because I always feel like they're pretty quick with stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I thought a lot of people got him before Christmas. Like, I know Luminara's got hers, and I feel like I was starting to see more people posting pictures of him. So it's not stuck in customs somewhere, is it? I remember at one stage last year, everything was getting stuck in Texas somewhere at some processing facility. So I hope that's not the case. I hope you get it soon. 14 Wellington's here. Hello to you. Happy Friday. Figure It Out says, third-party figures are essential for filling the gaps in the collection. 100%. I would not have a Ra's al Ghul or a Lucius Fox, who I think are pretty essential characters in my Dark Knight display, without third party. So yeah, I've always liked third party. I know the quality can vary, but I think they've done some, as much as there's been some shockers, there's been some really amazing figures as well that I know when people look at my collection, they're not going, oh, that one looks worse than that. Like, I think, if you curate and you kind of, I think, you build trust in certain third-party companies and they can do some really, really great work. That Mars Toys Doc Brown is such an amazing sculpt. I agree. It's very cool. So, guys, SooSooToys, they posted this picture, the Sultan of Speed. I'm really hoping... I've got the Reverse Flash and the Savitar Flash figures on the way, so if they're on a Flash roll, that would be amazing. I had to laugh because this comment... I wonder if William Wang will send me my invoice for this. Great question. And in Collector's Base, there was a person going, I ordered the third-party Miracle, which we'll talk about, through William Wang. Guess I'm not getting an invoice. So what a lovely segue into the PSA that I'm continuing till that horrible website is down. William Wang, One Man's Hobby. And I think it's going to be interesting because I'm wondering if this is where the community really arcs up and says more about this, because I've got to think we're entering into an era now where there's going to be just more and more figures that people pre-ordered with a long lead time, and now we're reaching that time of you're never getting it. Where's William? No one knows. And I laugh because in that posting Collector Base, someone who was one of his big defenders in his group is now admitting that he's disappeared. And I'm like, how interesting, because you were one of the, no, just give him time. That's just Will. Will just goes on a break. You guys all overreact. Will's been on a pretty long break, homie. And fun fact, I don't think William's ever coming back from that break. So hence we keep up the PSA. If you've ordered through One Man's Hobby website, William Wang, and you've done that recently, please do a chargeback. I've mentioned this many times, but just in case you're new, if you've ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman through William, you can provide Jazz Inc. proof of that deposit. They will transfer that order directly to them. So at least that's one company directly providing some recourse, which is amazing. I've said all along, like, it's a really good thing of Jazz Inc. to do. But as I said, that website's still up. And you know what? I've got a feeling that new stuff is being added to it because I saw some in-art figures listed on there that I don't think were there before. So I don't know if stuff is happening there, but just to be avoided, seriously. Like, no good will come from pre-ordering anything with William Wang / One Man's Hobby. Oh, Mike's a bit punny. Giant toys, they must be huge. We need a laugh track now for the terrible comments like that. I have a laugh track, but I don't know that gets a laugh track. Bobby Dillon, what did you do? He's the nicest guy in collecting. Bob Dillon has gifted 26 Gauchero memberships. Bobby, appreciate you. As I said, like Santa Claus, he makes deliveries one day a year. Bobby Claus is like gifting 365 a year. Nicest guy in collecting. But Bob, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm pretty sure you're bankrolling my channel. We've got Kyle here. Don't forget to hit the like button for our Shiro. Thank you. I've got 30 people. Do I have 30 likes? I hope so. That would be nice. Hit the like button if you haven't. It's free. I appreciate it. Little Shuri appreciates it. She asks me after the stream, so how many likes did we get? Anthony says, I've seen issues with businesses running off with customers' money go viral, and it's nowhere near the amount Wang absconded with. His theft should have gone viral to a wider audience. That's what I don't understand, Anthony. This guy, to what I know, so there was the group that was set up, and there's like, I want to say maybe 150 people in there. And the maths just between those people is, I'm serious, like close to 200,000 Australian dollars, I think it is. And if you look at Williams Group, I think that has like 4,500. And I even went, if every member of that group had like $100 in pre-orders with him, and we know some people had like, we're talking, I've got 10 to 15K US in like, I pre-ordered premium statues and I was paying, I was doing a payment plan, so it wasn't going to be a big hit at one time. You know, the guys disappeared with all that money. Like, as I've said a number of times, I'm grateful that I only had a couple of cheap SooSooToys deposits with him. But I also remember when he started playing silly buggers, as we like to say in Australia, I messaged him and I said, I'd like my deposits refunded. And he's like, oh, I don't understand. What do you mean? What do you mean? They haven't come out yet. I'm like, you are going to disappear and I'm never going to get those figures. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. A year on, where is the guy? Nowhere to be found. And I seriously, I was waiting for that post to get deleted in Collector's Base because for some reason, I feel like in the early days when people tried to post about this, all the posts were getting deleted. And I don't understand why. And I seriously, I'm like, everyone talks about Toys Wonderland, which I feel like is so 2 years ago. And not enough people are talking about this guy. So hence another reason why I keep bringing this up. Bob is at it again with the memberships. What a legend. He is an absolute legend. Maybe William is in a Chinese prison. Look, Miss Batwoman, I'm a big believer in karma. And I have to think what he has done. That's some bad juju right there. That's some bad juju right there. So this is where I kind of go, you know what? You find it from the universe. You reap what you sow. Bob just bobbing. Bob just bobbing indeed. 19 likes only. I now have 33 people watching. So, you know, hopefully I get a few more likes along the way. Bob Dylan is the definitive 1/6 collector. 100% he is. And he's just a great guy as well. Everybody loves Bob. So there's my William Wang PSA. As I said, we've got to do it. We've got to do it, folks, because that website still lives. Guys, miracles happen. Miracles happen. This is a figure I never thought would ever see the light of day. What are they called? Jackdaw toys? Something like that? I've never heard of them. JD13 say what, they made 12 other things. Can't tell you what they were. And I love this post from Kit, who said it's not happening. It just took 40 months / 174 weeks / 1,200 days. This Drax figure came out, and I think a lot of us were going, is it going to come out? What is it going to be like? And some photos were posted in Kit's group. So these are not my photos. So credit to Dan Moss. He posted them in the group. I hope they're his photos. If not, he took them from somewhere. But we have here a bit of a comparison of the Hot Toys version and the, is it Jackdaw toys? And it doesn't look half bad. I definitely don't think, I think the likeness is better on the Hot Toys one, but I think the body being bigger and stockier feels right. I think a lot of people felt like Drax was a little bit undersized. I'm not the person who studies the tattoos, scarring, whatever that is on his chest, but I mean, it's got quite a bit of detail there. Patterns are a little bit similar to the Hot Toys ones. The arms probably look a little bit short, is what I would say. But let's be honest, like Hot Toys, are they making another Drax? It doesn't feel like they are. I feel like if they were going to do it, surely Guardians 3 would have been the time. So if you have that gap in your collection, again, this is where third party fills in the voids at times. And that's why I miss them. That's why I hope they're making a comeback in 2026. So I looked at this and I went, it looks decent. Like, it looks decent. Is it, oh my God, it's amazing, shut up and take my money? No, but it's not horrible. It's not bad. I think you know who it is. And as I said, I think the proportions and it being a bigger, stockier body, it probably is going to scale a little bit better with figures if that's what you're doing, if you're popping him in a Guardian display. You know, I really thought when they did the Christmas special sidetrack, and they did the Mantis, I was so thinking this is where they do another Drax. Because Mantis and Drax, they became, a bit of a sort of, great duo there. And they haven't. One and done, which really does surprise me for the amount of movies that Drax has been in, and particularly, Hot Toys, they're doing, more with silicone. They're starting to get the tattoos on the silicone. Use your words. I feel like this would be an amazing 2.0 for Hot Toys to do. Will they do it? I don't know. But as I said, I thought this looks good. And again, I saw someone else post to say, guess I'm not getting this now because my pre-order was with William Wang. And I'm like, no, sir, you are not. I know there's a lot of people going, can I get it? How can I get it? And again, in a very third-party spirit, Kit posted this afternoon to say, taking short pre-order. So more Jackdaw Toys Drax figures are on the way. So if you missed out, there's an opportunity to grab one. How long is it going to take? Is that going to take another 40 months? I don't know. Typically, if it is a short pre-order and they're taking payments up front, I think that generally tends to be a pretty quick turnaround. So hopefully, there's still an opportunity for people that missed the boat or have kind of taken a look at this and gone, actually, it's not too bad. Opportunity there. Because as I said, Hot Toys, it's been a long time and they have not made another Drax. But as I said, I just think it would be cool with all, as I say, what they're doing with silicone now. Like, look at Bane. That looks amazing. I think they could get get a lot of love back from the community if they were to do a really nice seamless Drax. I think that would be quite a feat. We've got Tremble Dust. Hey, people, Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you, Tremble Dust. Hope you're doing well. This Drax needs to be seamless or not at all. Yeah, I mean, I think by today's standards, that is the expectation. I think at the time that original Drax was done by Hot Toys, I think that was still the time of the tattoos. As I said, I don't know if you'd call that tattoos. And the silicone not really mixing. And with this third-party figure, it's interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, it's not rolling eyes, it's not this. And it's like, yeah, because it was announced 3.5 years ago. Like, this is a product of its time. And I think that's the other unfortunate thing. When these things get delayed, that's people's expectations. And it'll be the same thing with SooSooToys. Like, they're going to bring out a whole bunch of figures that are not going to have rolling eyes, that are not going to have features that people now expect as a mandatory today. So it is part and parcel, but I think if you were wanting Drax, I think this is a cheap option and a place filler. Because as I said, I really thought the Christmas special would have been a great opportunity. They didn't do that. Then I thought, okay, Guardians 3, surely they do the whole team. And again, we know how that ended. So I really don't know. Is Hot Toys going to do this? I would have thought this would be a 2.0 that would really get people excited if it came seamless, silicone, scaled up proportions, make him big like Bane. I'd like to think people would like that. Trembled, said, think everyone thought a 2.0 was coming after the Christmas show. Even more with their advancements with silicone bodies. Wouldn't be too surprised if they announce a 2.0 in 2 to 5 years. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Props to anyone doing a Drax. I've had enough of Hot Toys being a tease with this one. Yeah, I hear you. I don't love the teasers, and I'm still a little bit disappointed about that Thunderbolts tease. Like, I did not expect them to make Taskmaster, but they showed a whole team. And I know there was one of those rumors from like Korean message boards or whatever, which said expect Hot Toys to announce Bucky and Alexi in December. So I was trying to be cautiously optimistic, which I feel like should be the title of this stream. So I was hoping, but I wasn't going to hold my breath. And then like December's come and gone. So I'm like going, okay, we're not getting Bucky or Alexi. We're not getting anyone to go with the Elena, it seems. And that is a big bummer. It's a big bummer in my mind. Bit of chat between peeps. Apparently, WWE still have the rights to Batista's likeness, and the license is very expensive. Yeah, I've heard that. But is it different with John Cena, though? Because Hot Toys has done a couple of Peacemaker figures. So I don't know if it's different. Like, I am not a wrestling person. I know you're all shocked. But yeah, I can't think it wouldn't be popular. I don't know how much licensing would be, but, you know, Hot Toys making it on the scale that they do obviously helps keep the cost down. I would have thought if they did a really nice 2.0 silicone Drax, there would be interest in it. I think there's still a lot of love for the Guardians. Oh, Tremble Dust, you and me both at Thunderbolts tease. I had myself ready for the team. Yeah, I was really interested in them. I loved that movie, and at a bare minimum, I was like, give me Yelena, give me Alexi. Like, was totally in for them. And if they did the team, I probably would have been tempted to get the whole team as well, because as I said, I really enjoyed that movie. And now I'm at the stage where I'm like, I've pre-ordered Yelena, but I've already got 2 Yelena figures. So I'm a bit like, if nothing else comes out, I'm probably going to bail on that, which I don't want to do. But who's she going to go with? Who does she get paired in the display with? I don't want just random solo floating figures. Like, things have to be part of a display. Mars could do something similar like this with Swap Out Arms they offered with the 97 base. See, I love that concept as well, Anthony. And Hot Toys are doing that with the Artisan Bucky. You get Swap Out Chrome Arms, which I like because I've got the 1.0 and I feel like trying to bend the Chrome arm, I worry about the elbow joint because it just sticks and I worry it's going to break one day. So I like that idea. Give us some jointed arms that you can pose how you want, or give us pre-pose seamless swap out arms. Yeah, that Mars Toys example is really good. And I like the way that Mars Toys did it, that they were a separate buy. So you could just get the standard figure if you wanted, and then if you wanted to get the seamless arm add-on, you could do that. But yeah, I mean, you could do that. You could maybe have a jointed arm Drax as the standard figure, and then do a deluxe that has some pre-posed swap out arms. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think that would be cool. Oh, sorry, Mike. Don't remind me about the Thunderbolts figures. I really wanted a few of those. I mean, no Sentry. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as much wanting Sentry, but I do love Yelena and I love Alexi. And even with Alexi, part of me was like, I could put him with my Black Widow display. I've got Snowsuit, Nat, and Yelena. Like, Alexi would be cool with that. Because I know, as I said, I know Toys Era did it. It was kind of a little bit undersized, which, I mean, in theory, putting it with Nat and Yelena, given they are smaller female figures, maybe wouldn't look that out of place. But Hot Toys teased it. Hot Toys teased Alexi with the Black Widow solo movie promo shots. Then they teased Alexi with the Thunderbolts. Where's Alexi, Howie? Where's Alexi? No Alexi. I wanted him. I wanted him with the slushy cup as well. It's a slushy cup, isn't it? I love Alexi. They also own the likeness to The Rock, Sasha Banks, and John Cena, and they all have figures. So how much more expensive could Batista be than Cena and Dwayne Johnson? That's what I'm asking. I don't know the first thing about wrestling and likenesses, but forgot about Dwayne Johnson, but I'm looking at, like, we've got 2 Peacemaker figures. So I'm going, you know, Batista's been in more things than Cena has. I don't know. Blurred Dad Life is here. Happy New Year, Helen. Well, Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing well. Figure It Out says, I won't collect Guardians unless we get a Drax 2.0 Gamora Artisan from Guardians 1 or 2, as I don't want team suits. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I know some people prefer the kind of, I call it a bit of a misfit look where they're all wearing their own clothing. Look, I would even love a Gamora from Guardians 1 2.0, because realistically, that's the version that I should have in my A-Force display. But that 1.0, it's showing its age, and the sculpt in particular, I think the 2.0 was a lot better. And unfortunately, the green is quite different, so you can't even sort of swap parts between the two. So yeah, if they did an Artisan Gamora from Guardians 1 in that kind of sleeveless outfit, I'd be quite tempted to get that for my A-Force. I really would. So want... Oh, so... I thought you were saying so because of all the O's. So want a Red Guardian figure, and they showed off a proto a while back. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They had Alexi in one of the promo photos of the Black Widow solo movie figures, and they still didn't make it. 2 teasers and not a figure. Howie Claus, your little tease. For the love of collecting, we need a Red Guardian. Yeah, I'm with you guys. You could put him in a Black Widow display. You could put him in a Thunderbolts display. I just really like, I've said this a million times, so apologies, I'm a broken record. Like, there's so many characters from the Thunderbolts that can go into multiple lines. As I said, Walker, you can put him with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Ghost, you can put in an Ant-Man 2 display. Like, so many of these characters have been in different franchises. Or you can just build the Thunderbolts if that's what you so desire. So I'm really just... I'm lost for words that we saw that full team teaser and all we got was Yelena. Not even Bucky. Not even Bucky. Far out. You're so right, Helen. I mean, they tease Red Guardian. They have him. They've made a prototype 100%. Like, somewhere in Howard's house is a Red Guardian. Share him with us, Howie. To be fair, this is the same company who to date have not released a Wong figure. I mean, and Okoye. I bang on about Okoye all the time. Where's Wongers? Where's Okoye? Mike's on board for a 2.0 Gamora. Yeah, as I said, like, I feel like there's some of those figures they could go back and do so much justice to. And I know you can't redo everything. You've got to be strategic. But as I said, I feel like there's still a lot of love for the Guardians. So I would have thought a couple of key figures, Drax, Gamora, maybe do a Star-Lord with like a real proper leather jacket, one that's not going to flake and fall apart on people. That would be nice. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yep, Tremble Dust is on the same wavelength as me. Justice for Okoye. Justice for Okoye, 100%. I want Okoye so much. This is where I'm like, third-party companies, if any of you are watching this stream, Okoye in the Dora Milaje outfit would be something that a lot of people would greatly appreciate. Please and thank you. Could US tariffs have caused third parties to pause so they could wait and see? I don't know. I think that's more a problem for the retailers than the companies themselves. Because if you think about it, a lot of these third-party companies, they're distributing to places like 16Kit, TNS, Giant Toys, KG Hobby. Like, they're all in Asia. So I don't think it's a distribution problem at their level. I would have thought, as I said, I don't know if, like, I know with some companies, I won't name names, like, it's like, oh, they have an official business which does licensed stuff over here. And then this brand is like their fun side gig, side hustle where they do unlicensed things. So I don't know if it's some of them are doing more licensed things. They're getting involved in other things under other names. It's really hard to know. Like, there's no, you know, I don't know that Toys R Us has ever communicated with anyone. I don't even know if they've got any social media. So it's just, we're in a bit of a hole there. But as I said, I would have thought the way they're distributing, I don't think the issue's for them. I think the issue's more for retailers like, as I said, Kit and those guys who then have to deal with shipping into not all the countries of the US. Ghost is another one. She didn't do it for me in the Ant-Man movie, but I really think she stood out in Thunderbolts. Me too. I have to say I liked Ghost and Walker a lot more after the Thunderbolts. Ghost, I think, was a little bit, she was all right, not amazing. But Walker, I didn't like at all. Whereas, like, he kind of grew on me in the Thunderbolts. Like, I still think he's a bit of a. I was going to swear, but I won't. I still think he's a bit of a. You know what? But, like, yeah, I think we saw another side to him, and I did like the dynamic. And I did think it was a little bit Guardians-esque, where, you know, it's a bit of a mishmash of people, but they've come together, and how's that going to go? But yeah, the only ghost we have is it oh my god, what are they called? I wanted to say Premier Toys, but I don't think it's Premier Toys. Thunder Toys, I think it is, the same company that did the Ragnarok Valkyrie, but then the suit has like a pink color to it. And it's a shame because I think it would have been passable if it didn't have that tinge of pink. It's just so bizarre. Anthony says, this is where we need third-party providers to step up. Where's the petition for me to sign? I agree. And it's hard because, as I say, a lot of them don't have a lot of social media. So how do you get in contact with them? It's really hard. Actually, wouldn't it be a 3.0 Gamora? They made 2 versions already. No, because they're remaking one of the previous versions. So it would be a 2.0 of the first movie or the second movie version, right? Oh, that's chat between each other. Mandy, hello, Mandy. How are you? Happy Friday. Isn't Dave's likeness licensed by the WWE? Yeah, we were talking about that, Mandy, but then we were also kind of saying, like, but then Hot Toys has done 2 figures of, like, John Cena as Peacemaker. Someone else also brought up Dwayne Johnson. Like, they're all with the WWE, but Hot Toys, God, Hot Toys made 3 figures from that Black Adam movie, so they got their money's worth from that. But, like, we've seen 2 Peacemaker figures now, so I'm going, like, is Dave Bautista's likeness that much more expensive than those guys? I mean, I don't really know. I feel like they're all pretty big-name wrestlers. I just think so many people would love to see another Drax figure. I really do. Hello, by the way. Hello. Snow Day. You're the second person to mention snow. Just a lot of heat here in Australia. AJ's here. Hello, Helen and friends. Hope all is well. Joining for a bit between work meetings. Lovely to see you, AJ. Hope you're doing well. Let me find the comments that are for me. Collection Obsession says, I'm surprised no third party has bothered to do an Okoye figure yet. Me too. I'm like, this is where, like, as I say, the slowing down of Toys era really bums me out because I'm like, Okoye would be like a prime candidate for me for a figure that they would have done back in the day when they were a bit more prolific. I had hoped Thunder Toys might have, you know, when they did Valkyrie and Ghost, I was like, might they do Okoye? I think I'll settle for just about anything at this point in time, although not Toys Works, which I still think is Toys era. Toys Works, I bought one Toys Works figure and never again. It was, I don't often say things are rubbish, but the Toys Work figure I bought was actual rubbish. As Star-Lord would say, a-hole for John Walker. Thank you. I could think of no, like, PG-13, a breathe for the word I wanted to use, which started with a D. But a-hole totally works. Thank you. Akira C, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Akira. Hope you're doing well. Mandy says that's true. I think that's about the licensing. It's just odd. I mean, it is. And this is where I said at the start, like, I don't know how some of this licensing works. But as I said, Hot Toys is doing a second Peacemaker figure, and they're both clearly the likeness of John Cena. Like, I know the first one had helmeted sculpt, but, like, you know who that is. Like, you've still got his face under that mask. So I don't get how we've got some wrestlers getting figures made of them, and then when it comes to Dave Bautista, not much. And this was my thing. Like, I mean, again, not knowing how licensing works, if it was that expensive, would you not try to get it in a way that you could have done it for multiple films? Because you could have done a team suit Drax from Guardians 3. You could have done a Christmas movie Drax, Christmas special version. Like get your money's worth. I mean, Lord knows they got their money's worth on whatever they paid for the Dwayne Johnson likeness license, but I don't know. But as I say, right now we've got the miracle third-party figure that did come out, and that's the only horse you can probably back. I think InArt would be a good source to ask about likeness rights for. Is that? Oh, that's the actress's name. I don't know how to pronounce that. Since they're doing The Walking Dead. Well, I mean, I've talked about that. I'm really bad with actors' names, so I'm going to assume that's the actress that plays Okoye. 3-0 did a Michonne licensed figure. So she must have signed likeness for that. So if this is Okoye, I can't think it's the actress. I think it's Hot Toys not making it, which, again, is wild to me. Like Black Panther, first movie, really popular. She's been in Avengers movies. And as I said, if you did that core Dora Milaje outfit, you could have even done it. Is it Ao from Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Like, you could use that base for other characters. So I do not know. AJ says that's a good point, but WWE is really strange because how they negotiate things. Some stars negotiate to keep toys rights and merchandising for themselves, and others sign it away. Oh, okay. It's a lot like sports agents and how every athlete does things differently. It was really ugly, especially when McMahon was still running things. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that it wasn't like a baseline. This is the agreement. Yeah, this is where it's like, I like to know, but then it's like, how much do you want to know? But as I said, I was really shocked because this was one that I legitimately, if you asked me to put money down, is this happening? I would have been like, no, it's not happening. But guys, third-party miracles can happen. So this Drax option is there if that is something you so desire. And as I said, Kit did post to say there's going to be more figures coming out. I don't know how long that wait's going to be. Will that be 40 months or not? I don't know. But if you do like what you see of this third-party Drax, you want to pick it up, 1/6 Kit definitely has it. I don't know who else has it. Not sponsored, not an ad. Not sponsored. So with Drax in mind, I thought we'd do an audience participation question. What is the longest you've waited from pre-order to release for a figure? So we know with this Drax, as I say, Kit's post, 40 months. And it got me thinking because I don't know that I've waited that long for a figure. I mean, I feel like I have for the So-So ones, but I know it's not been that long. But I know because with this Drax post, people started mentioning like the Mars Toys Wonka figure, which, you know, we brought up earlier in the stream. There's another figure that was brought up of a like a Steve Rogers figure with like the sort of trash can from the first Captain America movie. But I am keen to know because I'm sure people must have some stories out there. So if you're watching live or on the replay, I'm keen to know what's the longest you've waited from pre-order to release. The only thing I could think of, which was, it felt delayed to me, but I don't think it was that delayed, was when Hot Toys was doing the QS 9 and 10. There was quite a big gap between the Batman Begins quarter scale figure and the Joker, and they were meant to release at a pretty similar time. And I think that might have been my impatience there that made me feel like it was a long gap, because it certainly wasn't years. I feel like that was maybe months. But as I said, I feel like particularly when it comes to third party, we've probably all got a story of something that we waited a really long time for. Uncut Review says, NIL rights are a huge point of negotiation these days. You can thank George Lucas and the Madden games for that. Well, I mean, I think college sports is finding that out at the moment, are they not? Bobby, you don't need to super chat around here. Not a figure, over 5 years for the Jazz Inc. BVS computer. Yeah, and I mean, that was the one you had the interesting exchange about the postage, right? Because not everyone was offered the air postage to get it quicker. But yeah, 5 years, that's a long time. That's a long time. I mean, I've always said I'm more of a Jazz Inc. observer, but that feels like a long time. I can't think of things they've done in my recent history of knowing things they've put up for pre-order and sale. Has anything else come close to 5 years from them? That's wild. I don't know that I'd have the patience for 5 years, because I just think as well, like, people's collections change so much in a period of time like that. I even think about module cases. Like, people order module cases, they wait 2 years, and I'm like, are they still collecting? Has their collection totally changed? Has the way they want to display totally changed? Like, those delays, yeah, I'm sure there's probably a lot of people going, I sold my Guardians line, I don't want that Drax. But yeah, 5 years. But was it the most accurate computer you've ever seen? Yes. Yes, it was, Bobby. Coulter V, well, hello to you. 2 years for Nathan Drake for Lim Toys. Yeah, I feel like Lim Toys has a bit of a reputation for taking a while. Mike says, oh, geez, I'd have to say 2 years-ish. Fair enough. Probably Jazz Inc. Catwoman. I mean, I don't feel like that's coming out in Q1. I feel like maybe certain people will get theirs in Q1, but I don't think main batches are coming out in Q1. I think, what did we see? We saw a small video, something to do with like a pin in the base. I'm like, I'd like to see a head sculpt. I'd like to see a head sculpt. How many different head sculpts are they making? Is it something crazy like, is it 4? Is it 6? I'd like to see a head sculpt, please. I've had a Super Mad Blade Runner Deckard on pre-order from KG Hobbies for 4 years and counting. Oh my God, it's like that Dexter figure. That Dexter figure was like another one I thought was never going to be made. And when we used to do Collectors Unite, there was this one guy, and I think he was from Russia. I don't know. And whenever he'd come into the comments, his only question would be, when is the Dexter figure coming out? And I'm just looking at Joelle like, do you know? Because I certainly don't know. 4 years. Artisan Anakin was the longest wait I had from pre-order. Then it landed like a wet fart. Oh, Mandy, I know. I used some of Mandy's photos. She very kindly let me use her photos of her Anakin, and I can't imagine if I had waited and had such anticipation for a figure and got what you did. Yeah, I'd be very disappointed. I'd be very disappointed. DW308, hello. Hulkbuster 1.0. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. That one, and even the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Gamora was quite delayed. I guess I don't count that because I didn't pre-order that. I picked that up quite later when it was found it locally, which was a miracle in and of itself. But yeah, I feel Guardians 2 Gamora was hugely delayed. Because everyone would do, where is Gamora? Why is Gamora? What is Gamora? Oh, these are the two I was mentioning. I'm still waiting on Wonka and Skinny Steve Rogers figures. It seems like it's going on 2 years now. Yeah, I feel like Wonka might even be longer from Mars Toys. I really do. Oh my God, there's so many comments, guys. I'm so behind. Mike's off to his meeting. I'll be sure to stress them to keep it brief so I can rejoin the stream, but no guarantees. Have a great stream if I don't get back. Well, thank you for coming to hang out, Mike. I hope you have a great rest of the day if you don't make it back. I'm still waiting for a figure my mum promised me in 2010. Oh, I'm sorry. Natalie Harris is here as well. Afternoon, Helen, from a snowy UK. You're my third person in snow. I've got a fan on because it's warm. I wish it was snowing. It did arrive pristine and works flawlessly well. There you go, Bobby. There you go. I've been waiting about 20 years for a Cara Delevingne figure from the movie Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Is this just a wish list, or did someone announce this? This is not a wish list. This is what have you ordered and has not come out. Toys Era Exile Terror. I held off ordering and thank goodness never PO'd over 3 years and no update. Is that I'm trying to think which figure that is. That's not a is that a Jared Leto Joker? Because I know someone posted a Jared Leto Joker, and I was like, wow, people are still waiting. I think it was like the Nightmare Joker. Although, can I just say, love third-party names. Absolutely love them. Still waiting for, I can't pronounce this. Is it Arethe by Toys Era? Ordered July 2023. Was meant to be released Q4 2023. Now it's 2026. Yeah, because I feel like Toys Era is also, is it Premier Toys, Premium Toys? And like their Last of Us figures, like that, the Joel and Ellie, like that Ellie figure was hugely delayed. I think So Card Dealer Gambit, that was over 2 years, if my old brain is remembering correctly. Man, most Toys things are about 2 years at the moment. Miss Batwoman says the longest for a PO figure is the standard year. I waited 2 years for my Modger cases to finally get my figures out of their boxes. Yeah, wow. And this is what gets me. They say, like, we're getting quicker, the production is quicker, but I still hear so many stories of people waiting such a long time for Modger cases, and that's why I don't think I have that patience. But as long as you love them, as long as they were worth the wait. It was Crispin Glover and the whole Back to the Future 2 fiasco that changed the rules about likeness and rights. He sued the producers for using his likeness, and it was the first case of its kind. There you go. Oh, Bobby. I forgot I've got this on order as well. I've just written it off, clearly. RCN Studios head sculpts will eventually take the record. They are never coming out. Yeah, I'm with you, Bob. I have their John Wick head sculpt. That's never coming out. I'm convinced it's never coming out. I'm getting a Koye. Before I get my John Wick head sculpt from RCN Studios. Wow. I totally forgot. I can't remember if I ordered one or two, but they showed that prototype that looked nice. Then they showed a production picture that looked horrible, and I think they got told, like, do not release this. This will be your undoing. And then they said they were going back to the drawing board. And they also were also doing a short hair Sebastian Stan Bucky sculpt. I don't think that ever saw the light of day either. So yeah, RCN Studios, that's a great one. How could I forget? I also waited 5 years for the Jazz Inc. BVS computer paid in full. Then when the final was revealed, I didn't like the reduced monitor size with overly black bezeled, so I cancelled. Oh, that's a bummer. And paid in full, that's a long time to have that money sitting in someone else's pocket. I believe that Connor figure by Limbs was up for PO in 2020, still not out yet. Oh, wow. It's actually unreasonably warm in my area today, 15.5 Celsius, which is really odd for me. So no snow here. Wow. That's roasting for you, AJ. I had 30 Celsius here today, which was it's very cool for Perth in January. So I was grateful for that. I'm waiting for Beetlejuice. Is that the Hot Toys recently released or the Sideshow one? Because I think there's a couple. Exile Terror is Steppenwolf. Oh, I've totally forgot about that. Wow, Steppenwolf. Question, Shuri, question. We're doing audience participation, Shuri. Do you still want it? That's my question, because this is what I do wonder with some of these DCU figures, given we've moved on. Look at my little munchkin. Look, she's right there. You gonna come say hi? Yeah, don't just talk to me. Do you want to jump up? People like seeing you. Did you know that? They do. You should come say hello, Shuri. You can come say hi? You just want to say hi to me. Okay. Because that's what I do wonder, as I said, when these things get delayed and we know what's happening with DC, like, I'm keen to know, do you still want it? We have snow available year-round. Greetings from Colombia. Goodness me. It's been Modger cases for me too. I want the smaller version of my Max 140 Plus for 2 statues. but now I may just repurpose an old TV stand so I don't have to wait 2 years for one more. Yeah, and I think this is where it's funny because I see people putting ISO posts in Facebook groups going, do you have them? I don't want to wait. And sometimes people do try to sell them. I don't know. Do places like Sideshow carry stock now and then? But that's why I built my garage display. I was like, I am not waiting that long. I'm impatient. We had lots of snow here earlier in the week in Ireland. All melted now, though. I would be stunned if it ever snowed in Perth. I don't think that's ever happening. I think if it snowed in Perth, like we would be in a climate crisis. What's up, Miss Allison? Well, hello, Equan. How are you? Darth Allison sends her regards. Collection Obsession still wants Steppenwolf. That's cool. I do need to get a Moducase mono for Ashley so she can display some of her figures, but I know those are supposed to be faster, but I'm trying to snag one in stock for that. Yeah, I thought that was meant to be something that was more readily available. So, I mean, fingers crossed. Where are you going? Where are you going? Shuri's jumped up to drink some water. Look, there's a bit of her magnificent tail. Look, Shuri lives. Say hello to your friend Shuri. We had crazy lightning, thunder, hailstorm last night here in Albuquerque. Currently 31 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius now. Wow. That's cold. I was thinking the same the other day at DCU. Our DCU figure still wanted. I've been waiting on my wait list for Black and Red Harley. Oh, I wanted that, but then they made it artisan only. I think if there was a sculpted option, I would have gone for that. But there's a company in the UK called Display Box that stock Moducases. I use them. They're ace. Oh, that's cool. Well, this was the thing because Jazz Inc. said they were going to have their Cinebox, I think they're called, Moducase product and always going to have stock. And I thought they were meant to go up for sale or pre-order in December, but I haven't seen I don't feel like I've seen a full picture of it, let alone them going for sale. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. So if you've got somewhere that stocks them, like, very fortunate. Keith's back. 37 months and counting for me for a silly outfit. I think I'm going to cancel since I don't really care about it anymore. Well, now we need to know what the silly outfit is. I'm keen to know what it is. I'm now, Bobby, I don't know if Bobby's still here. I'm trying to remember when we ordered those RCN head sculpts. I feel like it was that pre-John Wick Chapter 4? It must have been. Sideshow does, but most of theirs, oh, that's right, I only have the spotlights and not the light strips. Yeah, I get that. Those spotlights, I think, are, not as good as the light strips. Had the mono and 6 550s from them. Oh, okay, that's cool. I ordered the Mars Toys Black Manta, wow, back in April 2022 and still no word about it. Honestly, I don't need it anymore. I got the Hot Toys Black Manta now. Wasn't So doing a Black Manta as well? I can't remember if there's ever came out, if I'm completely honest. But, yeah, that's a long time. And, I mean, let's be honest, that second Aquaman movie. Moose Dream is here. Hello, community of collectors. Thank you for the bonus month of membership. Well, that was Bobby Dillon, the nicest guy in collecting. He's just handing out gifts every day of the year. There's another company making them with Collector's Own right now in the US, but they aren't 4/6 scale at this exact moment. They will, but not sure when. I think I saw, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but was that the display case that I saw Figurecraft did a review of? It's like kind of like a big acrylic, I want to say square, display case. Jazz Inc. makes a lot of promises, but not many releases. Oh, I need to be careful because then people tell me that I'm anti Jazz Inc. and anti InArt, but I don't disagree. Man, So was supposed to do more X-Men figures, but then after Soccer Mum Rogue was released, crickets. Yeah, and people bring that up. They did that like teaser photo from the X-Men. They've done so many teasers. Like, I know when they were doing a lot of their Arrowverse figures, they teased like a White Canary figure. They teased even the statue of Green Arrow that they build in Star City. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. The outfit is for Wenwu, the white one he wears when he first wears his wife in the movie. Oh, wow. Shang-Chi outfit. That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. Third-party figures have definitely slowed to a crawl since last year, yeah. They have. I wonder if waiting for an item to go on pre-order has a negative impact too on sales. So many in-art figures are rumored to be ready for pre-order, then radio silence Game of Thrones figures. Yeah, look, Ari, that's a really great question because I also wonder, the further we get away from something like Game of Thrones, is the love still there? And I think particularly, like, which season of figures are you going to do? So it will be interesting because I've wondered the same thing about their Walking Dead figures. Like, I think those figures look really great. I don't know how much people are still holding a torch for the Walking Dead and wanting premium figures of those characters. So it's a great question. That is the case. Yeah, I looked at that. It looked, it was interesting. I was looking at the dimensions of that because I almost thought they could fit on top of my glass cabinets, but the price was up there, and then I don't want to know what postage would have been like to Australia because postage to Australia is never cheap. That's not a question for me. Not a comment for me, I should say. So, guys, thank you for participating in this question. Had a lot of audience comments, and you know what? We're fancy here, so I want to thank you all. Well done. And don't forget, if you're catching me on the replay, let me know, what figure have you waited the longest for from pre-order to release? This segment is sponsored by the random Drax figure that came out after 40 months. Arkham Origins Batman. God, time for Star Wars in 60 minutes. Well, there's no Star Wars to talk about. There was no Star Wars last week. Was there Star Wars last week? If there was Star Wars last week, I've clearly blocked it out of my mind. But there was no Star Wars this week. Because Howie Claus throws hell on a bone every now and then. So, quite a week this week. Another week where we got an announcement and my initial reaction was, wow, people are going to be so happy. It's Arkham Origins Batman. For the longest time, what have we been hearing? Oh, stop making color variations and different versions. We want the Origins Batman. So Howie gave people Origins Batman and no one seems to be happy, which just feels like a typical Hot Toy story. So typically, as I often do, I looked at this and I thought, gee, this looks cool. I really like the Arkham line. I think it's a really impressive looking set of figures. I've seen it a couple times at Secret Base. I think there's so many figures to like in that set. So I thought, cool, they're getting the Batman that they want. We got XC suit, we got the Hellbat suit, we got the Beyond gold version, we got the other red and black version with the cape. Sorry, I forget all their names. This is the Batman Beyond. We got this one. No one was happy. People don't like the likeness. Okay. I played this game a very long time ago. Do I remember the likeness? Not really. Apologies. You know that I'm the collector who buys things because it's cool, not because I've studied and need everything to be pinpoint accurate. So I was really surprised when this came out and there was so much criticism of it. Thank you, Collection Obsession. 50 watching and only 33 likes. It's a bit harsh, peeps. Keeping Fridays alive. I'm like streaming into the small hours of Saturday morning for you very soon. Throw us a like. So yeah, as I said, I shouldn't have been taken aback, but I was taken aback because Arkham Bats was announced. And no one really seemed that happy. There seemed to be a lot of disappointment at how long it's taken to get this figure, which I can totally agree with. Like, to me, I do find it a bit odd that you would take so long to give people the origin suit. I can understand that. It feels very bizarre to me that you wouldn't just start with Batman as people expect him to be. That is a valid point. The likeness, I don't really know. As I said, I like it. I think it looks good, but I've not sat there studying the video game portrait. It's been a long time since I've played that game. So I am keen to know, if you are a gamer, if you're collecting the Arkham line, is this likeness a deal breaker for you? Like, I do like that we've got the swap out mouth plates. You've got that little bit more neutral expression, which still looks pretty serious. And then you've got the kind of gritted teeth. So I kind of like that you're getting some swap out mouth plates. And it looks like a big imposing figure. My question is very much like, what is this material around the crotch area of the pants? More for longevity, because I'm hoping that's not something that's going to flake and peel. So I'm hoping whatever material this is durable. It's an interesting suit design. I think it's an interesting looking figure. I'm not collecting this Arkham line though. So let me know if you are, if you're a gamer, if you're into it, let me know what you're thinking of this. Because as I said, this was another one where I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to be so happy. They've finally done it. And no one was happy. No one was happy. This is very much the sentiment. It's a bit late to be coming out with an Arkham Bats, but if someone wants to PO it, good for them, no shade. Yeah, I feel like that's how I feel. My Mars Toys Doc Brown never arrived due to a customs issue. Kit is finally replacing it. Oh, that's sorry to hear that. Kit's really good with that stuff. I had a box get trapped in customs. And I contacted him just to go, hey, do you know what's happening with it? And he sent me another one. And I was like, oh, that's not what I was aiming at. And the second one arrived first, but then the first one arrived. And I posted it back to him because I was like, I do not need to. But I hope you get it. I got a notification from Sideshow today. Snowtrooper Commando and Sourface Blue and Grey Batman shipping today. Oh, nice. I'm up to 52 watching. So hopefully a few people have thrown me a bone and hit me a like. RCN pre-order for John Wick was April 11th, 2023. Wow. That's, oh my God, that's like a month, exactly a month before the anniversary of when William Wang disappeared, because he disappeared on the 11th of May. So maybe we'll have to do something on the stream to commemorate 3 years of RCN not giving us that John Wick head sculpt. That's never coming out. Ever, ever, ever. The inner 10th scale version of Arkham Batman looks better, wink. Now. AJ says this figure looks nice. It looks like a figure pre-online buying AJ would have got back in pre-2020 when I would only get figures at conventions. Now I'm good. I don't have a single Arkham Batman, but this one is really making me want this. I've played all the games, and this is my favorite suit. Hello, 16 of the Force. What do you think of the likeness? Because a lot of people were expressing grievances, which, you know, it's a Hot Toys figure. Everyone has a grievance about the likeness, but I was really surprised there was so much being said about a video game likeness. I don't know. I was questioning the gridding faceplate. That's interesting. It's there. You got options. You don't have to use it. Hot Toys released Deathstroke long ago, and now you want to announce Bats. And it's funny because Deathstroke was in the background of one of the promo pictures, and I do think their Deathstroke is cool. I did almost buy that for my Arrowverse display, though, because no one is ever making me a Manu Bennett Deathstroke from Arrow, and I absolutely love Manu Bennett as Deathstroke. That's why I'm getting the SooSooToys one, because I want a Deathstroke for my Arrowverse collection, and I'm never getting a proper Manu Bennett one. So I think I'll play the long game with this Batman. Yeah, that might not be a bad strategy. You never know. With the announcement of Arkham Bats, this sort of puts more validity of my claim of a 2.0 Drax being announced 2 to 5 years from now. I mean, sure, why not? Dr. No's here. Hi, Shuri, Helen, fellow collectors. Wishing all the best to everyone. Wishing all the best to you, Dr. No. Lovely to see you live in the chat. Hope you've had a nice week. Keith says the sucky thing about third-party pre-orders is that Kit gives 2 options: cancel and lose your deposit, or continue to wait. I mean, it's a non-refundable deposit, right? And I get it. And this is where it's hard, because I think if they don't cancel with him, he's got to go. It's coming. And as he kind of said very tongue-in-cheek about that Drax figure, like, sometimes these things just take a crazy amount of time. But I would have thought, with RCN being a pretty new company, like, how much leeway do you give them compared to, let's say, it's a Mars Toys or someone like that? I don't know. Oh, misspelt it. Grinding, gritting. Okay, all good. It's late, and sometimes my brain doesn't work it out because it's 11:30 p.m. and I've been at work all day, so it's been a lot. 1/6 of the 4 says serious face is good to me. The gritting face is off, and this already looks like it can pose slightly better than the previous Arkham Batmans. Well, that sounds like you may be the only person happy with this. And you know what? I'm going to applaud you for being happy with it, because it's rare. Ari says, sorry, I always forget to like videos. Well, I mean, it helps the channel and all that stuff. But little Shuri, she likes to hear how many likes she got. She joined us for 3 nanoseconds today. What a treat. Oh, no way. Fun fact. I shared a pint of Guinness with Manu at Dragon Con Atlanta years ago. It was around the time when his Spartacus series had ended and he was insanely popular. Yeah, Manu's cool. Manu has been in was he in The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? He was in one of those. I loved him as Deathstroke. Absolutely loved him as Deathstroke. Arrow took such a big step down when his character was no longer in it. I love him. And fun fact, he was in a really cheesy soap opera in Australia back in the day called Paradise Beach, where he spent a lot of time in Speedos. Fun fact. And I laugh because I met Manu at a con here in Perth. And, you know, you go to the cons and they've got photos on the table and you can pick one. And I was like, oh, Manu, no Paradise Beach. And he's like, I know, that was my best work. And we had a little bit of a chuckle about it. But yeah, I love Manu. I've got like a signed photo of him as Deathstroke. I liked that black and orange version of the suit as well. But yeah, Manu just seems like a cool dude. He seems like a cool dude. We got some people just chatting amongst themselves. That's cool. So this is a bit of a zoomed out look at the figure. A pretty standard Arkham rectangular display base. And yeah, as someone said before, this looks like it can pose a little bit. As I said earlier, I really hope whatever that fabric is for the pants under the sort of, let's call them the armored pieces, I hope that's a durable fabric. If people are going to have it in a bit of a wide battling stance, I hope that's not something that's going to crack or flake or have problems for people in the future. But I think it looks really cool. Like, this figure has a presence. I think you've got a couple of different... Are you all right there, madame? Really? Shuri, she's a bit cheeky. She's a bit lucky she's cute. You've got some different display modes for the gauntlet. As I said, you've got the swap out face plates. You get some of the typical accessories. I think it looks nice. As I said, I think the Arkham line in general looks really cool. And this is what you are getting with your Origins Batman. Are you okay there, Shuri? I wish you guys could hear her. She came in, made a dramatic meow, rolled around, and off she went. Sculpt with rolling eyes. That's what we expect. We've got, as we mentioned, the face plates. We've got the different display modes for the gauntlets. We've got some different weapons and accessories. We've got some batarangs, some swap out hands. We've got a pretty standard, simple Arkham display base. I think it looks really nice. Equan says, speaking of Spartacus, anyone watching the new Spartacus series? No, Manu, of course, they do bring him up. Oh, I didn't realize there was another one. There you go. 16 of the 4 says, I don't know if people are comparing this Batman face to the other Arkham Batman's face, but Arkham Origins Batman was made by a different company and slightly looked different than Arkham City Knight Batman. There were some people who seemed to have this theory that they were reusing the Dark Knight Returns sculpt. But that, I just didn't see that. I just didn't see that when I looked at this. I was not going, oh, yeah, that's, yeah, I didn't see that myself. So some people just aren't happy face-wise. Fair enough. Hate to beat that guy, but your applause audio sounds like a kettle boiling over. I'm making hard-boiled eggs currently. It scared me. Really? What does a kettle sound like in America? I didn't think most people hang on. When you say a kettle, do you mean like a stovetop kettle and not an electric kettle? Because that's a whole other rabbit hole. And I'm going to need my UK peeps if we're going to have a talk about kettles. Because it's a thing, and it's one of my points of contention when I go to the US that kettles, like I know them, are not really a thing there. So apologies. We can hear her meow, can you? Because I feel like she's not that loud. I don't know. If you can, amazing. I always hope when she meows that you guys can hear her. I'm always like, should mic her up so you can hear her little meows. Bless her heart. Spartacus, yes, really enjoyed that series, and House of, is it Asher? Is a great continuation. Yeah. I think I've heard of House of Asher. I don't think I've ever watched it, but yeah. Manu, I really rate. I really like him as an actor. I'm going to take 1 second. Where is my... I'm back. Hello. Speaking it as American, kettles, pots I have used sound like whistles blowing when boiling, unless they have some type of new kettles I'm aware of. See, we have electric kettles. We're not putting kettles on a stovetop. Like, we have electric kettle, you fill it with water, you plug it in, you turn it on, and it boils, and it does not whistle. Like, you hear the water bubbling, but it does not whistle. This is not a thing. Stovetop kettle, which I don't use. I use an electric kettle. Oh, nice. But I'm making the eggs in an Instapot pressure cooker. And it sounds like the steam released to me. You're making eggs in a pressure cooker? I have so many questions. But yeah, stovetop kettles. I don't have time to wait for that to boil. That's insane. It's not how we roll in, I'm going to say, the Commonwealth. I'm going to rope us all together. We are united in electric kettles. Someone back me up. Mainly use stovetop kettles. I think I used an electric kettle once. I like the whistles. An electric kettle is far more versatile, and this is what gets me, because when you're in the US and you're in a hotel, they typically will have a coffee maker. I don't want hotel coffee, but you know what I do want? A cup of tea. And you know what I'm not getting? clean water out of your coffee maker. The amount of times I will run that thing to try to get all the coffee out of it, and you never just get clean water. I have grievances. My cat came in the door last night limping around. Her front paw is not right. I'm a bit worried she's still not right. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Maybe she needs, I'm assuming, oh no, it is her. Maybe she needs a trip to the vet, which I know is not cheap because Shuri had some dental work done before Christmas, and boy, that was not cheap at all, but I love her, so I paid for it. I used them once in a blue making tea, and I just waited out. Yeah, I feel like tea's not as big in America as it is in like Australia or the UK. Electronic kettle for me, Helen, for a cuppa. It's the only way, Natalie. It's the only way. Only stovetop when camping, with you on tea with an electric kettle. Twinings English breakfast. Twinings is a great tea. Twinings is a great tea. See? My Brits, they know. They know. The Yanks know nothing about kettles. Any Brit will tell you that. And any Aussie and maybe any Kiwi. I'm more of a coffee drinker. I have an iced coffee maker. Use that more, and no, it doesn't whistle. Boo. I love coffee as well, but tea is very good. I can put a dozen eggs in the Instapot, and it takes 5 minutes to make, and I don't have to watch a pot. That's taking laziness to the next level, folks. You do you. You do you. And you need oat milk. Oh, that's so interesting. I like oat milk in coffee, but not in tea. I have many idiosyncrasies in my life. I think it's textural, because I feel like tea has a chalkiness. This is now a food stream. That when you have black tea, it has like that texture to it, which milk normally breaks. But I feel like oat milk doesn't break that texture the way another milk would. So in coffee, oat milk, happy days. But yeah, in tea, I don't know. I don't like oat milk. So yeah, I'm just an enigma wrapped in a riddle with all my little idiosyncrasies. But yeah, I'm so glad I've got some people from the UK here to back me up about the kettles. Coffee, black, and strong tea, lots of oat milk. And baby tea. What's baby tea? I don't know what baby tea is. I've never had coffee in my life. Wow. I drink tea all the time, but I never put anything in it except sugar, depending on the tea, mostly loose leaf tea. Interesting. I don't put sugar in coffee or tea at all. Don't like it. This is so interesting. I do like to know how people like it. Nice cuppa for me, Helen, any day. Oh, nice cup of tea, maybe like a cheeky biscuit. I love it, and particularly in winter. Like in summer, I do a lot of iced tea, but not like sugary. Like I'll make like a herbal tea and cool it down and ice it up. But yeah, in like the cooler weather, which is not a lot in Perth, yeah, cheeky cup of tea is lovely. High on Figures, it's my favorite show of the week because you like tea and coffee. This stream has taken a turn. Hello, High on Figures, how are you? Jedi Knights, what you see? Hello, everyone. TJF Armory 2.0 incoming. Oh, that's cool. I have the 1.0, so I didn't get the 2.0. But if you don't have the 1.0, congrats on the 2.0. Or maybe you have both. I do not know. I have both armories now, and I love them dearly. Milky looking. Oh, milky looking. Okay. The typos. The Irish love a cup of tea also. Just ask Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. Oh, no, I've seen Father Ted. We get a lot of UK comedies in particular over here in Australia. Of course we do. Mandy says, with you on the no sugar. It's the best way. Missed out on the 1.0 and waited on the Dark Knight Rises Armory. Glad to get this one. Yeah, I mean, I always think it's a good thing when people get a second chance. Like that original Armory is from a time ago, so I'm not mad about it. And that Dark Knight suit is they've definitely made some big improvements on that original Armory one. So very cool. I use a kettle every day here, but my mum has an instant boiling water tap. Oh, wow. That's like at the office. At the office, we have a instant boiling water tap. We also have a kettle as well, which I don't get. Some people don't think the tap is hot enough, but the tap is pretty much boiling, so I don't know. Oh my God, Anthony, I was peer pressured into being a vegan for a short time. The one thing I couldn't bear was soy milk on my Wheat Bix. I grabbed a sausage McMuffin and was done with it. Oh, wow. Wow. Vegan, I don't think I could ever be vegan. I just couldn't do it. Oh my God, I don't know if this is a thing in the UK, but I've recently become obsessed with overnight Wheat Bix. This is now a food stream. I'm so sorry, everyone. I don't know. Overnight Wheat Bix are really good, and I normally don't love almond milk, but in overnight Wheat Bix, you can't really tell the milk. And it's just really nice. It's funny. I feel like if they were going to market the overnight Wheat Bix better, they should call it breakfast cheesecake, because that's what it tastes like. I feel like I'm eating a cheesecake for breakfast, and it's brilliant. So, yeah, I love a good overnight Wheat Bix. I'm obsessed. Everyone's enjoying your story. And that is so hilarious. That is so hilarious. I absolutely love it. Blue Bear. Hi, Helen. I ended up selling my DX32 Joker and getting a J&D Joker. As a Dark Knight fan, I highly recommend it for you. Oh, I'm glad that you have it and love it. I don't think I could look at that smiling face sculpt that they did. It freaks me out. I have my DX33. I really like it. I also own like about 10 Heath Ledger Jokers. And I'm pretty sure I won't be able to sell a lot of the Heath Ledger Jokers I have, because who's buying a DX1 or a DX11? Literally no one. So I feel like I have to draw a line, and I do think the DX33 is pretty amazing. So I don't know, but the one J&D figure I am really tempted by is that Two-Face. I think their Two-Face looks absolutely incredible. I have a kettle, but mostly for my ramen noodles, the official least healthy food ever produced. I mean, I feel like in America, someone's probably jazzed up a way to make them even less healthy, like through some additional deep fried elements. Figure It Out says, I've got the original Armory with Alfred, so I'm happy with that. Oh, so I'm happy, but I also have the 2.0 coming. Wow, you're going to have both. Are you going to be keeping and displaying both? That's interesting. I sat that one out, and I have to say, I wish we could get the suit separately, because it feels so wasted with my Dark Knight Rises Armory having that amazing suit in the Armory. Like, I want that suit as a figure to pose to replace the DX12. So I wish they'd give us that suit on its own. Cereal and a cup in my morning. I don't know if I've misread that or if that's a typo, Natalie. I think cereal and a cuppa with it in the morning. That's a pretty amazing breakfast. Hello, Helen. I'm glad to come in during the chat. Well, hello to Austin. How are you? Happy Friday. I bought a DX11 this year, but for cheap. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people selling them for like 250 Australian dollars, which is like, I don't know, $4 US. And they're just sitting there. And my other thing is, well, with the DX1, I want to keep the police version. So I don't even want to sell the whole thing. And who's buying a DX1 Purple Coat Joker on its own? And that's where part of me is like, do I keep it as some kind of historical timeline of the evolution? I don't know. They're both in a cupboard over there that you can't see. And I feel like I should just pack them up because I don't know that I'm ever displaying them ever again. So, guys, that was Arkham Origin Batman. Boy, we took a tangent. We talked about Batman. We talked about tea and coffee. We talked about electric kettles. What a treat. What a treat. What a wide-ranging stream we have. It's amazing. Austin says, after thinking about it, I really want this Hot Toys Arkham Batman figure, and I'm going to get the 12th scale in-art version as well. You do you. The 1.0 is going back in the box, but having Alfred is great. Sculpt still holds up. I 100% agree. I got the 2.0 for the update to the Bruce Sculpt, Batsuit, and USB. Yeah, I still really like that Alfred figure. It's funny. The Alfred, Blake, and Gordon, all dudes in suits, I still think look really good and hold up well today. I wasn't sure if Alfred was going to be something popular enough for them to 2.0, but I still really like my Alfred. So yeah, I'm glad to have the 1.0 because I do want Alfred in my display. He's across the whole series. Like, how can you not have Alfred in the display? So best of both worlds. Very nice. Very nice. Next up, breakfast pastries. Oh my God. I don't know if this is just Australia. My UK friends, help me out. In Australia, we have this supermarket called Woolworths, and my favourite time of the year is Boxing Day because in Australia, the hot cross buns come out on Boxing Day, and it enrages everyone. And Woolworths literally just trolls people on their Facebook page about the fact that they're unapologetic about the hot cross buns coming out on Boxing Day. And we have all the line extensions. Like we've got, this year they're doing, where's Mike when you need him? Terry's orange chocolate hot cross buns. We've got Cinnabon hot cross buns. They've just done mud cake hot cross buns. And it is taking all my willpower to not start eating the hot cross buns now, because if I start now, it's all I'm going to live on till Easter time. But yeah, I'm very passionate about baked goods. But people in the UK, I feel like hot cross buns are not as big there as far as the flavor variations. But I want to know, do you guys already have hot cross buns? Because they're like on the shelves on Boxing Day here. And as I say, it always cracks me up how much it enrages people. I've got the third-party Dark Knight Alpha from Daft Toys. I'm very happy with it. That's fair enough. Daft Toys has done some cool stuff. Mitchell Lawrence is back. Hello, Mitchell. Batman is my favorite DC character, but unfortunately it's not for me. Sci-fi comes first with Predator, Terminator, Alien, and original trilogy, Star Wars. These figures aren't cheap. No, they are not. I think 100%. I think the days of everyone buying everything are long gone with the current prices. I also have the Rises Armory, so I'll have both on display. Do it. I got one there. And I got one there. I love them. Mandy says the only bat to me is Keaton 89 and 92, although I like the camp Adam West. It's fair enough. A lot of love for Adam West. A kettle for coffee, yuck. Tea is the way. This Brit knows. You're just showing off now, Helen. None here. Oh, wow. You don't have... so it's obviously just an Australian thing where we are obsessed. But seriously, I feel like that should be my next snack time with Helen on the stream. The amount of hot cross bun flavor variations we have are insane. Absolutely insane. And I just laugh because every year, like even one year they did Vegemite hot cross buns. Like, I'm sorry, you've crossed the line here. But yeah, so good. Question, Helen, any word on your Jazz Inc. Catwoman figure yet? No, Austin, I don't think I'm going to hear about that for a long time. So I think that's still probably a ways away. Bought some hot cross buns yesterday. Amazing. We have hot cross buns here, but not very much variety of flavors. Oh, that's a bummer. It started off in Australia really simple. Like they did chocolate, then they did mocha, then they did apple cinnamon. But now it's crazy. As I say, there's like mud cake and Cinnabon and Biscoff and iced Vovo, and it feels like any flavor that exists, there is a hot cross bun for now. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Cherries, orange. Oh, there's a Reese's. There's a Reese's chocolate peanut butter one, which I'm keen to try because I love chocolate peanut butter. But again, I don't want to try them so early because then I'm going to live on them for 3 months. They have plain ones all year round, like them cold and no butter, especially on a mountain walk. Oh, nice. I do like mine heated up. Like the Cinnabon ones in particularly, few minutes in the oven, delish. We used to have Woolworths back in the day in the UK. Toasted hot cross buns are classic. Cross buns are originally from the UK. Well, that's what I thought. That's why I was like, are they as, like, I know they didn't originate in Australia, but I wasn't sure if you guys love them as much as we do, because I feel like Aussies just are obsessed with hot cross buns. Apparently some shops have Easter eggs and hot cross buns in December. Yeah, they're called shops in Australia. That's what they're called. That's called Australia. Every supermarket in Australia. I love hot cross buns tea. Buns and tea. That's a nice combo. I thought hot cross buns were just a made-up thing for a kid's song to this day. No. I mean, I wish they were 1 a penny, 2 a penny. They are not 1 a penny, 2 a penny. But no, they're a thing. Just finished paying off my Jazz Inc. Catwoman 2-pack, so I'm hoping it releases soon, but it's not looking likely. No, I don't think it is either. Figure it out. I get the impression a few people will get it to review, maybe 1 or 2 people. I have to think, given we've not seen a head sculpt, we've not seen any accessories. I can't see it happening in Q1. Like the amount of head sculpts they have to do, I don't think that's happening in Q1. Woolworths used to be here in the US as a department store. Oh, really? It's a supermarket here. What would I compare it to? So you guys have, I feel like every state has its own supermarket chain. What would I compare it to? I'd maybe compare it to something like a Fry's food store, which is in Phoenix. I do not know if that's in any other state, but it is pretty much like just groceries. Aside from the classic hot cross buns, we do have Marmite cheese hot cross buns, which are a bestseller. Yeah, they do Vegemite ones here. I don't know if they have cheese or not, but I am not a Vegemite girl. So, yeah. I'm very much a sweet tooth, so that's what I am down with. God, maybe I should do a hot cross bun stream. That would be hilarious. Oh, no, hot cross bun flavored tea. Really? Think it's by Twinings. I've never heard of such a thing. That has not made it to Australia. I feel like I would like to try that. Moose Dream, now. So, guys, because we're a bit quiet on the newsy news, and I know you like a longer stream, and we've not even hit midnight yet, so why don't we keep going? I thought we would take a quick look at the figures that are slated for release. So this includes figures that were originally scheduled for Q1 last year, and also Q4 last year, I should say, and then Q1 this year, where we've got a few things there. So we've got some Hono figures. What's happening with Hono? They've been really quiet of late. Is it still a thing? I don't know. We've got a couple of artisan figures. We've got the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. We've got Bucky. We've got, is it Anakin? Is it Darth Vader? I don't know. There's a bit of Star Wars. There's the Moon Knight, artisan Moon Knight, and I want to call him Mr. Moon, or Gentle Moon is what SooSooToys called him, right? Is it Mr. Moon? I don't know. Red Hulk, which is quite interesting because goodness, that Captain America 4 movie feels like it was forever ago, and I think because the Cap figure came out quite quickly, Red Hulk feels like it's ages away from that release. And of course, George and Chris and Arnie, Batman and Robin, terrible film, but hopefully amazing figures. So I think that Savager Press has come out since this was posted. So shout out to Jürgen Schultz. He posts these updates in the Facebook groups. I find them super useful. So this is information from him. So Jürgen, you probably don't watch this stream, but I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this for the community. It's a big service. So a quick rundown of what those figures are. So let me know whether you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, what's coming home? What of these is on your pre-order list? So we've got the Captain America Strike Suit 2.0. It is Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight, we've got the Artisan Moon Knight. We've got the Spider-Man homemade suit from Hono. Nice pull. Human Torch. Oh, my God. I am so keen to see what that final Human Torch sculpt looks like. Does it still look like David Beckham? Let's find out. We've got the Artisan Winter Soldier. We've got Blade. We've got Agent Venom and Red Hulk. And then so much Star Wars goodness. Plo Koon. What is that? Don't know. And from Hono, we've got Stormtrooper Squad Leader. We've got the Hono Darth Vader. We've got a Spider-Man black suit. Is that SMS? I don't know what SMS is. We've got Darth Malgus. We've got the TIE Fighter pilot. We've got Darth Vader Mustafa edition. God, this is not very good to read. So the Artisan Harley Quinn. We've got Jinx. We've got the Scorched Xenomorph, Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Rain Carradine. Is it Vi? We've got Cayman Riders and bikes to go with Cayman Riders. We've got the Squid Game figures. We've got Mr. Freeze and the Mr. Freeze Deluxe. And it's interesting because it's not often that the DC/others category is the more dominant of the two, but I'm here for it. I like a bit of variety. So this is back to the pretty picture. Keen to know, what of these do you have on pre-order that's coming home? For me, I've got the Strike Suit Cap 2.0. I've got the special edition of the Artisan Winter Soldier, which was technically the first Artisan I ever pre-ordered. So I am keen for that. And then I've got Batman and Robin and Mr. Freeze. I think that's it for me from this list. So, I mean, I'd like them to come out sooner than later because that means maybe I get them within the next 6 months here in Australia. But we'll see. What is everybody hyped for? I want to send you biscuit tea bags. Well, that's very kind. You don't have to send me gifts. The people who get the Catwoman early to review will not give an honest review, so I won't be paying attention to them. Wait till it's in hand to do my own honest review. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Figure it out. I think some people are more promoters than reviewers nowadays. So I watch their content, but I have my own eyes. So I don't take their views to heart. I'm a bit like you. I wait till I see it. And maybe I'll do a live unboxing of my Catwoman when that arrives. Maybe. Austin doesn't have his Batman Returns figure yet. Me neither. I've got no idea when that's coming to Australia. Mr. Knight, yeah. I get confused with some of the names. So Austin says he's looking forward to Stealth Suit Captain America, Moon Knight, Winter Soldier. Then I'm done for the rest of the year. I think, oh, wow, you'll be a very measured collector if that's you done for the year. Growing up, my parents would buy me action figures from Woolworths because it was cheaper than Toys R Us. Toys R Us was never really a big thing here in Australia. Have I missed a comment from you, Mandy? Oh, Mandy's got Plo and Vi as well. Dream and Visions has Rain on pre-order. Mitchell says, my money is saved. Was going to get Rain, but I changed my mind when Alien Big Chap was revealed. That's fair enough. Toy collectors here. Only have Xenomorph on that list. 2026 is going to be quiet for me. I think only have 4 on order for 2026. Wow, that's pretty good. I have about 20 things on pre-orders, which is actually a lot for me. When you consider my collection is about 100 figures, that's a 20% increase, Shuri. I know, you're right to moan and roll around and then run out. I don't know what's up with you, kiddo. Yeah, I have 20. And I can run through my pre-orders if people want me to. I have done slides of them. And I was going to keep it for a slow news week, but then this was a slow news week, but then the stream has still gone for a couple of hours. What is up? Okay, you just want to roll around and run. Shuri's got some midnight zoomies happening. Chewie and Thorin are my biggest exciting figures. Oh, that's cool. How do you feel about that, Chewie? Because my goodness, were people upset about Chewbacca? So upset. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but seriously, she's come in like 3 times, meowed, and you're making it 4. Shuri, what is it? Hey, there you are. Bit of Shuri tail for everyone. Everyone loves your raccoon tail, Shuri. None of these on pre-order, thankfully. Have 20-ish pre-orders for 2026, Q1 2027 currently. Oh, now you're just showing off. Yeah, run through your list. I like seeing those. Okay, we'll run through the list after I get through the comments. 2 aliens, 2 endos, Predator, Terminator, Rain on pre-order. When did you start collecting to reach 100 figures, Helen? I started collecting Hot Toys in 2014. So almost 11 years. I think it was June 2014 that I got my first figure. So yeah, it's taken me a long time to get to 100, and it's increasing quite a bit this year. So yeah, I need to work out space, because where am I going to put them all? Don't know. Waiting for Artisan Moon Knight plus the J&D Two-Face. Oh, jealous. And 66 back cycles should arrive soon. Yeah, that J&D Two-Face looks so good. Okay, people want me to run through the pre-orders. I'll run through the pre-orders. I did a live unboxing of my Supermad Bionic Bigfoot and Steve Austin set from KG Hobby. It's on my Facebook group. Bit of self-promotion. Fair enough. Oh, so Mandy loves Chewie. I'm glad someone's happy with Chewie. Someone has to be right. Perfect for me. Needs his body fur messing up, but looks amazing. That's cool. I'm glad you're happy with him. Out of the current figures shown, Stealth Cap 2.0 is the only one I have on pre-order. I'm curious about black and red Artisan Harley. Me too. If wishlist on Sideshow converts, I may cop. If not, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm keen to see it, because I love Margot. Clearly, she's an Aussie. I'm going to love her. I don't know that Hot Toys has ever gotten her likeness right, and it bums me out, because this was the suit I wanted the most for Harley, something a bit more comic-inspired. But I don't know about the likeness, and it's only Artisan, so I'm just... Oh. When I get Blade and Iron Man Mark footage, diecast figures, I'll be done for the rest of the year, I think. Okay, I'm lying. Your list keeps growing, Austin. Miss Batwoman says hello to Shuri. Well, I don't know. She's being a little bit dramatic today. I don't know if something's up, or she's just like, it's bedtime, wrap it up. She likes to sleep at my feet. I've gotten my Battle Damage T800 from T2, just waiting for the clean version, and T1000 from Sideshow, along with the Jungle Hunter Predator, Robocop 2, Alien Big Chap, Endoskeleton, Chewbacca, and is that Empire Strikes Back? Han Solo? That's quite a few things. And also the Inart Terminator 1 T800. With how many display stands? We don't know. Oh my God. I have to, guys. I have to. You know I have to.
So the earlier whoa.
I'm still not over it. I still think it's hilarious. Maybe I need to grow up. Chris Collectibles is here. From this list, I'm excited for Moon Knight, Mr. Freeze, Batman, still on the fence with Robin, and Anakin. I'm looking to reduce orders this year. I have a lot of figures to unbox still. Oh, fair enough. If you've got stuff that's not unboxed, I can understand wanting to cut down. I like this Robin. I like this Robin look more than the Batman Forever one. I do think it's a cool outfit. And Mr. Freeze I'm hyped for. I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's some pretty good figures on the list. I'm down to 58 pre-orders on Sideshow. Got to slow down in 2026. I just love too many IPs. Is Uncarded Reviews here? I feel like Uncarded Reviews has like 200 pre-orders. I'm not even exaggerating. Did you ever decide which version of Wick to order? King Dingaling, you've got a great memory. I hedged my bets. I got one of each. Almost forgot John Wick 1 and Ballerina Eve Artisan. When are you getting your first Star Wars figure? I will get my first Star Wars figure when Howard Chan makes Neon Tech BB-8. I will buy Neon Tech BB-8. And that's the only Star Wars figure I ever plan to buy, Neon Tech BB-8. I have to be extremely declined with pre-orders. Have 6 for this year. Inner Nazgul Deluxe due next week. Still waiting for Snape and Thorin 2. That Snape figure looks incredible. I'm so impressed. And the magnetic eyes. If anybody's watched my Artisan video, you know how I feel about that magnetic eyes. Mitchell, I think Mitchell was enjoying the in-art video, perhaps. Seriously, also curious about Winter Soldier 2.0. Have him on wishlist on Sideshow, but I'm not holding my breath for that to convert. It's interesting. I do wonder if people will cancel that because there's just so much coming up. So I do think with time, maybe some people cancel. I have heard of people converting on the wait list for the Artisan. So, I mean, never say never. I'm like you, Helen. Hope we get a Koye Hot Toys figure one day. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed always. Everyone's liking the Terminator clip. It's the best. I got Legolas in from Pop Culture. Nice. I hope you weren't stung too badly by tariff impact fees. The sound of that T800 head sculpt rolling along the floor in that clip is cringe. I mean, it's kind of funny too. AJ says probably Blade, Malgus, and Rain for me from this list. Possibly the Alien, but the size of that has me not wanting it as much. Fair enough. It looks pretty big. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw the video of poor Arnold falling over. I just felt for that poor woman they stitched up hosting that stream. Oh, Mandy just got Snape. Beautiful. It looks incredible. I seriously think it's an incredible figure. I was waitlist on the Artisan Wick, but was able to pre-order the sculpted one at least, hoping it converts. I mean, and this is where I like when the Artisan has a sculpted version. Unless it's something where I get with Eve, maybe they're like, we don't know how many people want a ballerina. Or something that's like not a main figure. It's like sometimes those like exclusives they do for Star Wars. I'm like, sure, make 3,000 of them. But yeah, I do like when the Artisan has a sculpted because then no one misses out. And if you don't want the rooted hair, you've got a sculpted version. Wow, you're really thinking about a Hot Toy Star Wars figure. I'm honestly shocked. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, it's Neon Tech BB-8. That's not exactly canon. They're never making it. But if they do, I'll buy it. I only have 37 open pre-orders on Sideshow. Grievous and the Dark Knight Bats have shipped. Nice. Very cool. So I should show my pre-orders then. Let me remove this. Hello, it's me. It's Saturday morning. Happy weekend to me. Where are my pre-orders? Pre-orders. My current pre-order list. Here's one I prepared earlier. I almost did this last week, but it was a long stream and Helen needed to sleep. So we didn't. So I'll do it now. It's fine. So, as I said, about 20 things on pre-orders, which is a lot for me. It is a lot for me. I feel like I've probably been a bit bitten from 2024 when I generally don't think Hot Toys makes as much. And I had to do mad dash stalking of the pop culture website to get figures like Bane and She-Hulk. And I said, never again. We are pre-ordering the things. Because again, I'm quite lucky that with pop culture, if you do want to cancel a pre-order, they will typically let you move your deposit onto another item. So if I change my mind, I can move the deposit elsewhere, which I think is a pretty cool system to have. So current pre-order list, Super fun fact, I had this exact page last year because SooSooToys didn't release any of these figures that were all meant to be released last year. So, as I mentioned, we've got the Savitar version of Flash, the Reverse Flash, which I am quite excited for because that will sort of complete my Season 1-2 little Flash display that I have. I've got the Zoom figure. I've got a Captain Cold in a Heatwave that I kit bashed myself. And Reverse Flash was a pretty great fill-in, so I'm very happy to have that. There's the Supergirl figure, which, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's the best looking likeness. Is anybody else making me this Supergirl? Probably not. And I want it for my Arrowverse display. And then I'm settling for this Deathstroke because, again, unfortunately, no one is probably going to give me a Manu Bennett Deathstroke ever. So I'm going for this version. God, even if someone wanted to give me the Manu head sculpt, that would be amazing. If someone wanted to make that I could swap that out on this body, that would be cool. So from a third party's perspective, this is what I have on pre-order. Then we go into, there's going to be a lot of Batman in this. So Jazz Inc., I have the Clean DX Catwoman. I'm going to be honest, in hindsight, I'm like, why did I get the DX? What am I going to do with all these head sculpts? So I'm hoping it's going to be great. What's it going to be like? Only time will tell. I've got the deluxe Hot Toys Batman Returns Keaton, which I'm really hyped for. Saw that in Hong Kong and thought it looks amazing. I know some people have had some concerns about the suit being a bit fragile, and that's why I wonder if a bit of a delay in it coming out in the main batch are they doing something to the suit? Because that has happened. I think of the Deadpool, the first Deadpool. You had a real issue with the sleeve cuff fraying, and they did fix that with the later batch. I think of Batman Begins, the Batman Begins 2.0. The later batches of that figure, it went from being a glossy to more of a matte. So maybe they're doing something to this. It does happen. So we'll wait and see. A lot of Batman and Robin, as I say, very, very bad movie, but I think it's going to be some really good figures. So I've got George and Chris. I've got Mr. Freeze, which I've seen at Secret Base. It looks amazing. And the Bane, because I just went in for a penny, in for a pound. So I've got the Bane from Mars Toys. I did get the swap out Seamless Arms. And I really hope someone gives us Poison Ivy and Batgirl to complete this set, because I feel like we're getting Catwoman and the Penguin, we're getting these guys. I feel like of main characters, Batgirl and Poison Ivy is what's missing. So if you're out there, anyone, Mars Toys, Hot Toys, anyone, I'd be down for them. Wow, you're a big fan of SooSoo. Look, I mean, I think SooSoo has done a lot of figures in the Arrowverse, which, as I say, I really liked the early seasons of those shows, and no one else was doing those figures. So I think if anybody was doing them, I probably would get them. I do also have their Hero Lawyer and their Iron Warrior, so Matt Murdock and Danny Rand, to complete my Defenders shelf. I'm trying to think if I have anything else from SooSoo. I think it's mainly the Arrowverse figures, to be honest, because as I say, no one else is making them, and customs are expensive. To be honest, have to double check my list with, is that meant to be 1/12 and 1/6 figures? I probably have less than 25 POs. I'm just trying to buy figures that make me go, hell yeah, versus, that could be cool. Yeah, that's fair enough. I can totally understand that. I really like that Deathstroke, probably pick it up on release. I mean, a few people have probably cancelled that along the way. It's been a long time. I want a Helen Slater Supergirl, but I think that's a pipe dream. I think Jazz Inc. has talked about that, to be honest. That tongue-out Catwoman sculpt really is great. So glad they went ahead with that. The thing that gets me with the Jazz Inc. Catwoman, and this is where I don't like their votes, I don't love that there's not a fully neutral head sculpt. I do think there's a time and a place for a fully neutral head sculpt. So I'm a bit disappointed that was not voted for and is not, of the 3 head sculpts you're getting with the Clean DX, you're not getting a fully neutral sculpt. Are you going to make more DIY display cases to accommodate your growing collection or order modular cases? I'm definitely not ordering modular cases because I don't want to wait that long. And honestly, the price, if I'm going to drop that much money, I'm going to get glass display cases. These are glass display cases. And that's what I'm trying to work out. I can fit another cabinet in this room. And I don't know if I'm going to move my vehicle display case there and put something else between these. Because things are not matchy symmetrical. And part of that bugs me and part of it doesn't. And I want to go check out a store in my city that has glass display cabinets. So I may move these and then have a wall of the same. I may make another DIY cabinet the same height as these glass cabinets and put it there. I need to make my mind up as to what I want, but I probably also need to do another re-sketch and plan of the layout because I didn't have a Batwing in my thoughts for my collection. So I probably need to re-sketch out and think. And I also think I'm going to need more room for my John Wick collection than what I was originally budgeting for it. So, but yeah, one day I'll make my mind up and I'll let you guys know. The blue Arnold Schwarzenegger head sculpt is cool along with the light up. Yeah, that I saw that figure in person at Secret Base and I was not expecting to see it on display. It's impressive. I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for that. Where am I up to? Tremble Dust says So puts out some good figures. Not all winners, but when they hit, i.e. Gambit, Kingpin, the recently released Blade. Pretty cool. Yeah, I have their Matt Ryan Constantine is a figure I really like. I liked their zoom and their flash. They were a bit were a bit underscaled with the bodies they used when they first came out. So I had to do body swaps for them, which means I pretty much can't pose those suits because they were either going to look like teenagers in undersized bodies or they're going to look okay and I can't really pose them that well. The Green Vigilante is pretty good. The head sculpt is not there. People struggle with Stephen Amell's likeness for some reason. But yeah, I do like So. They like their classic Loki is pretty great. Classic Loki is a pretty great figure. Casino Wolverine, yeah, that's another one. Patch Wolverine looks really, really good. It's not that's not a comment for me. Who would you like to make Poison Ivy? I mean, I'd like Hot Toys to make them, but I really thought when they announced Freeze, if they were going to do Ivy, they would have come out with that relatively quickly. I know Mars Toys showed a Poison Ivy, but to me, when they showed the sculpt, it looked like it was going to be a combination of sculpted and rooted hair, which I don't like. I think either do one or the other. I don't like the mixture of the two, and I have had an Arya Stark figure which was like that, and I wasn't a fan. So yeah, Hot Toys would be my first preference. I mean, Jazz Inc. said they were going to do it, and now they sound like they've shied away given the Penguin hasn't done the numbers they expected. But I think the Penguin hasn't done the numbers they expected because people want to see the Catwoman. They want to see some production pictures of the Catwoman before they drop a big NRD on Penguin. I know that's me. So, I mean, yeah, Hot Toys would be my preference. And again, I'm like, I have to think Uma Thurman Catwoman's going to be popular. I can understand Batgirl being one where they're like, we don't know about that. So if someone like So wants to give us Batgirl, I'm down with that. If they want to do it as an exclusive limited Hot Toys Batgirl, I'd be down for that too. But yeah, I really want to complete the line. In art, well, see, I don't know if they're going to do that because when people have asked them about even Keaton Batman, I'm pretty sure they've said those movies weren't popular in China. So I don't know if Batman and Robin was popular in China or Uma Thurman is popular in China. they've never really talked about doing the 89 to 97 figures. So I don't know if that's an actual option or not with them. But the reality is, like, they have been doing really nice work with rooted hair. I like the magnetically adjustable eyes. If they want to entertain it, I'm listening, because is Hot Toys doing it? Probably not. I'd like someone to do it. Hot Toys could really do well with the PI too. I don't know what that means. I tend to prefer the same company to make associated figures. I mean, that agreed, because I'm in here with 3 Hot Toys figures. So if they want to finish the line, amazing. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I know, as I said, like, I feel like Mars Toys did a really great job with the Riddler and Two-Face. Their Alfred figure's really great. The Mr. W's pretty solid. So that's why, you know, if they wanted to fill in a gap like with Batgirl, I feel like they would probably do a decent job of it, I hope. But yeah, if Hot Toys wants to what other John Wick figure is missing from your collection? So many. We'll talk about John Wick. Let me get through. Where am I? Oh, got more Batman to talk about, guys. So I've got the Scarecrow 2.0. I'm really excited for that. 3 head sculpts, because Howie Claus loves you and wants you to be happy. In-art Catwoman. I'm not convinced they're going to do anything to that sculpt. I don't love the sculpt on masked. I do think it looks good masked, which is how I'm going to display it. So I'm keen to see how that comes out, because it'll be my first in-art figure in a while. I've got the rooted 2-pack deluxe Joker and nothing since then. So I am keen to see what the Catwoman figure is like in person. I've got Strike Suit Cap and Bucky. I'm really excited for these two. Captain America Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. And I have a little display with these guys and Falcon and Black Widow in my detox. And the Captain America figure has not aged well. And neither has the Bucky, because that suit totally flaked. And I've got the Jackdaw Toys replacement clothing outfit on it. So this Bucky, particularly having like genuine leather, gets me really excited. But then having a Captain America figure where his arms won't be out like this, always a treat. I ordered the Penguin 2-pack from Jazz, so I'm fully invested. If they let me down, they will lose yet another customer from future announcements. Yeah, Blue Tattoo says it. The NRD for Penguin is ridiculous. I agree, and that was a bit of a deal breaker for me. I felt like with the Catwoman, the NRD wasn't too bad, and I thought, if I think it's a train wreck, as much as I don't want to bail on a PO with Kit, I was like, if I have to, I'll forfeit it. Because with the exchange rate, like, those prices in Australia are crazy. Like, I've mentioned this before. I see people trying to sell Jazz Inc. vehicles in Australia, and the prices they're charging, which I know is just them trying to get their money back, I'm like, no one is paying that. So I think it would be a very hard sell unless it's an absolute show-stopping winner. There's no stock and people are hunting for it. But that's what got me. The NRD amount on the Penguin, I think, was way too much. And it's interesting because in subsequent streams, I feel like Yoast has said or acknowledged that they probably need to bring the pre-order down. And I 100% agree that they do. That's my thing. I wasn't prepared to put that much money down for a pre-order when the Catwoman, when they announced that, was in such early development, and we're still not seeing anything near a close figure. Oh, I mean, Hot Toys did do a 2.089. They did. I'm getting a bit. What am I getting confused with? Oh, sorry, PI Poison Ivy. Guys, it's like midnight. Helen doesn't remember all the abbreviations. It's late. No, I mean, I'd prefer In-Art do Poison Ivy, but I wouldn't expect them to. Hot Toys is Hong Kong based, so they stick to the demand in their region, at least with certain properties. Glad you have Scarecrow and Anne Hathaway Catwoman. Me too. We need a decent John Wick 2 figure to be announced. Oh my God, figure it out. That's my hope. If they wanted to 2.0 the John Wick 2, I'm down for that. Like, I've been trying to kit bash my own ultimate version of him. But if they wanted to even just repurpose that Chapter 1 head sculpt and paint it clean, I'm down. I would love them to 2.0 that, seriously. I think with the improvements they've made to their likeness, even the improvements we saw with the John Wick 4 suit, with the magnetic vest, with the articulated jacket. I wish Shuri. I really want it, Bubby. Toy Collector has the in-art Catwoman on order too. One of my most anticipated for sure. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm hoping it's amazing. I have the Infinity War stealth suit cap. It's cool. Wanted the stealth suit shield. Hello. Still want to get the 2.0 just to see if the body and scale improved. Yeah, I think a lot of people want that shield. I've got the 1.0 shield somewhere where I don't even know. But yeah, I have to think the body and the scale have improved, because I know the endgame version that they did of the strike suit was an improvement on that original one. So I'm hoping we then see some improvement again on that. So Steve and Bucky, they're coming home. You asked about the John Wicks. What other John Wick figure is missing from your collection? Shuri, bye. You've realized this is a catwalk now. Well done. So yeah, I hedged my bets after much umming and ahhing. I'm getting one sculpted and one rooted. I can't promise that I won't get another sculpted, because I feel like I want to do that for a chapter to finish off my chapter 2 kit bash, because I haven't found a sculpt that I love. But I feel like the battle damage on the Hot Toy sculpts tends to be more painted than sculpted in. So I feel like a basic repaint could get this looking the way he looks with the 3-piece suit. So that's probably what I'm going to go for. We'll see. I did pre-order Eve in the hopes they improve the sculpt. I'm not going to hold my breath. I would like them to. If I need to go down a custom route to fix this, I will. I did like the suit and the accessories and all the other stuff, so I went, okay, I know the whole point of Artisan's meant to be the head sculpt and the amazing hair, but this does not look like Ana de Armas. So we live in hope that Hot Toys pride makes them fix this up. But I mean, I want the Artisan John Wick they teased with the ballerina promo pictures. 100% I do. If they want to give us a chapter 3, I'm in. If they want to give us Winston, I'd buy Winston. I'd buy Sharon. I'd buy all those figures. So yeah, I would like the Artisan Wick they teased with the ballerina looked. The hair looked so good. It looked really good. But yeah, a chapter 2 2.0, I would be down for. World of John Wick is my thing. I know they're never going to make Winston and Sharon, but I would like them to do that, because I just think it would complete that world really nicely. We've got Toy Collector. I don't know if I read this, so apologies if I did. I have in-art Catwoman on order too. One of my most anticipated for sure. Can't wait. Do you get any Superman-related figures? I have no Superman figures in my collection, fun fact. But I do want the Millie Alcock Supergirl. And I was thinking, what do I display her with? And I was contemplating getting a David Corenswet Superman to display with her. But I'll be honest, I don't 100% love either of the Hot Toys or the inner ones at this stage. Like the Hot Toys, I like the sculpt and expression. I love the diorama base. I think they did scale down the musculature a bit, but I do feel like it's still maybe a bit too bulky, and I'm mindful that Millie's not the biggest person, so is that going to look really out of scale having this huge overbuff Superman and Millie. Inart, I feel like has better proportions, but I don't like the expressions on their head sculpts. And I think the base is very bland. So I'll wait and see what happens with Superman. But no, at the moment, I have no Superman figures in my collection at all. Bear in mind the long hair artisan JWTs. Yeah, I want that. I want that. Mitchell says, I'm kit bashing my Hot Toys John Wick 1 with the bluish purple shirt as John Wick 2. I'm looking forward to when Ballerina Artisan Wick drops. Got the sculpted Wick and Ballerina on pre-order. Yeah, I couldn't pick between the Wicks. I knew I was going to get two, and I had hoped they would have been on display in Hong Kong when I was there so I could see if Artisan was worth it. So I've dropped the pre-order, but then I'm probably lucky again because things are a bit delayed in Australia. If that Artisan is not worth the price difference or something's looking fishy about it, I may abandon for the sculpted. But as I say, it was available to me, so I thought I'll hedge my bets because this is the thing, as problematic as Artisan can be, there's still that, oh, it's Artisan, it's rare. Amazing wool implantation or whatever they say. Stunning wool craftsmanship. Justice for Anna de Armas head sculpt. Yes, I agree with you, Moose. Costa, hello. You're still live, Kalimeta. Yeah, I mean, people like a long stream. So I'll be wrapping up. I'll be wrapping up soon, I hope. Your POs are fire. Thank you. I think I still might have a couple more, maybe. Do I? Couple more. Yelena. But as I said earlier in the stream, if they don't make any other Thunderbolts, this may be on the chopping block, because what am I displaying her with? I don't want... I've been in this trap before, and it was with Captain America figures where, oh, that cap's cool. I like that suit. Oh, this cap is a concept art. Has nice proportions. I'll get that. And you end up with these mishmash of figures that don't go with anything. And unless you want to do a shrine to that character, where do they go? So I pre-ordered Yelena because I was hoping we would get Alexi, a Bucky, someone to go with her. If we don't, I'll sacrifice this one, which is a bummer. But again, I don't want just random figures that don't go with anything. And then my first Jazz Inc. vehicle, the 12th scale Batwing. So that is going to go, I'm anticipating, in my 89 to 97 line. I kind of thought the Batwing could be a nice divider between the Burton figures and then the Schumacher figures. Or I may just have this with the Burton figures. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go with the space. Or I may pop it on top of one of these display cabinets. I do not know, but I thought it looked cool. The size of it fit in well with the space that I have. And I do love that it comes with that display stand. That was a pretty big selling point for me, that it can just be stood up on a stand, displayed like that. So my first Jazz Inc. vehicle. We'll see how that goes. You need to start collecting Iron Men. I have 3 Iron Man figures. They're in my Avengers display. So I've got the Mark 7 diecast, and I've got both of the Mark 85s. I've got the clean and the battle damaged. But it's funny because I got the Artisan Black Widow, and I did go, do I get an Iron Man to display with her? But I feel like she's going to go on my eventual Shiro shelf, so I'm not going to start buying solo Iron Man figures. Yes, I'm one of those who love long streams. Yeah, a lot of people do. I feel like there's a working from home crowd in the US that maybe like a bit of background noise, maybe like hearing an Aussie accent during the day. So it's okay. We're keeping Fridays alive. Jazz Inc. said they're making a 12 scale 89 Batmobile. Are you getting that? No, because I have a 6 scale Hot Toys one. Yeah, it's funny. The Batwing in the 6 scale was just not on my radar because I think that thing was as tall as I am. I have seen it in person. It's gigantic. But yeah, this was more just, as I said, the 12th scale just fit in with my collection. And as I said, I was like, why not? And I think it's pretty well priced. I think it's $3.95 US. So no, I'm not a 12th scale collector. And it's funny because a part of the reason I got this is because I do kind of regret not getting the 12th scale bat from the Dark Knight Rises back in the day. Miss Batwoman says, I PO'd Yelena because I love her character. She will go with all my Black Widow and other Yelena from the standalone Black Widow movie. Yeah, I love Yelena too. I have Snowsuit, Nat, and Yelena on a shelf in my D-shelf, which I love. And then I've got a stealth Yelena that I kit bashed, which is with Kate Bishop. So I kind of took the Night Monkey Spider-Man suit and I morphed it onto a Yelena body with help from my mum, who's an amazing sewer. So I have 2 Yelenas already. So this is where I'm like, I've kind of got her in, I know it's not this suit, but I've kind of got her in that black sort of stealthy suit. So I'm just like, I love Florence Pugh. Like, I think she's amazing as Yelena, but I'm just space and where do I put it? And I've already got her and Nat and her and Kate. So I don't know. Your collection is going to be 200 figures when Doomsday comes out. I hope not. I really, I'm trying not to jump down the rabbit hole with new IPs. I feel like everything I've got on order is going into a line I'm already collecting. So Batman 89 to 97, Dark Knight trilogy, my Arrowverse figures. So I feel like everything has a place. That's my thinking. Funny you mention some may like an Aussie voice. My Alexa's voice is set to Australian. Oh, really? It's funny. I feel like it's Americans that love an Australian accent. I think of all the accents out there in the world. Ours is not an attractive accent, but it's better than a Kiwi accent. I'll say that. Jazz Inc.'s Knight Rider is the only vehicle on my radar. Yeah, I can imagine that being very, very popular. Justice for Thunderbolts, New Avengers. I know. Justice for Thunderbolts. An all-female heroes hero/villain shelf could look cool. Yeah, I mean, I've got my A-Force. I love that shelf. But that's what I wanted to do because in my details, which you guys can't see, a lot of the shelves are smaller collections. And I do have, as I said, Snowsuit, Nat, and Yelena. I've got She-Hulk. I've got Kate Bishop. I've got my Stealth Yelena. I've got my Captain Marvel figures. And my dream would be to have one shelf of like my favorite Marvel female figures and one shelf of my favorite DC female figures. But the way the DC universe is going, I don't think that latter one's going to happen. So I just, yeah, if I could have my shelf with my favorite female characters, whether that's just Marvel or a combination, that's something I really want. Because I have to say, my A-Force shelf is something that I really love because my collection, it's pretty male dominated, like the Dark Knight trilogy. It's only Catwoman. With most teams like the Avengers, you get one female figure. So I would love to build out and as I say, consolidate some of these little mini collections of Marvel figures into a dedicated She-Ro shelf, as I like to call it. That's my vision. That's my vision. I would get her and turn her into the June princess figure. Okay, interesting. If I had a Yelena and a Kate Bishop, I would want to recreate the apartment scene where Yelena made mac and cheese. Oh my God, I love, there's really cool clips on YouTube of just like Yelena and Kate, and it's like the mac and cheese, the elevator. They had such a cool dynamic, and this was my thing. Like when Hot Toys wasn't giving us Hawkeye, I was like, that's okay. I'm going to make my own companion piece, and it's going to be Yelena. There's a video on how I made that on my channel for anyone who is interested and hasn't seen it in Hawkeye. We know what you mean. I would like a Florence Pugh from Oppenheimer. Fun fact, have not seen that movie. You're all shocked. US or us? US loves us with British accent, even though Aussies in the US are broken away from former colonies from Great Britain. Kareem is here. Hey, Helen, dropping by to say hello. We'll catch the replay in a bit. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend to you, Kareem. So lovely to see you live in the comments. That's all my pre-orders, guys. That's what it is. So again, Yelena and Batwing. It's funny because they charged me my installment for the Batwing, and I'm batch 3, which I think is a good thing. We've got the Wick figures. We've got Cap and Bucky. We've got Scarecrow and Catwoman. We've got the Batman and Robin figures. I know it's a bad movie. Great figures from a bad movie. I've got Batman Returns and Catwoman. And I've got all of these SooSooToys figures. Maybe I'll get 1 or 2 of them this year. I can only hope, right? I can only hope. How did you get introduced to Hot Toys? Okay, I'm going to make this a quick story because your girl can talk. Let me remove. It's me. Hello. So I originally discovered 6 scale through statues. And then in getting statues, I started to look at what else was out there. So my first statues were DC Collectibles, Dark Knight Rises, Batman, Catwoman, and Bane. Got them, loved them, was like, what else is out there? So in looking for originally statues and being frustrated at how little there was out there, I eventually discovered Hot Toys. They felt a bit intimidating to me because of all the swap out parts, and that's what I did like about statues. They're pre-posed. Just take them out of the box. They tend to look pretty good. But with time, as I said, I got frustrated at how little DC was putting out in that 6 scale statue world. And I kept seeing Hot Toys and hearing about Hot Toys. As I said, they felt a bit intimidating. And then I went to a convention here in Perth, and Pop Culture actually does travel around the country with our major conventions. And they had huge displays of Hot Toys. And at that time, I'd kind of just started getting into Marvel. And they had a lot of cool Iron Man collectibles. So I was thinking, I should buy something Iron Man. That would be really cool to add to my collection. I've had just DC stuff. And they had it sounds silly, but they had the Power Pose Mark 42, which I think was a great gateway drug for someone like me because the figure didn't need much to look great. You had the swap out pre-posed leg and things like that. It was cheap at the time. And I bought that and I absolutely loved it. And when I bought that and kind of, as I say, the gateway drug was had, I then started seeing how much Dark Knight figures they had. And I was looking at like 4 statues because I'd also picked up a Joker statue, which was rough looking. It was not the best looking thing in the world. Kept seeing all the figures they had. And it was like, okay, I'm just going to get the Dark Knight Rises figures. And that's Hot Toys for me. Lol. Then we watched Avengers. I'm just going to get the Avengers and the Dark Knight, and that's it. Then we discovered Rise custom figures. I'm just getting the Rise custom figures Arrow and the Avengers one and Dark Knight, and that's it. And we see what it's grown to. But yeah, that's a very, I don't know how quick that was. Mike says, I haven't seen Oppenheimer either. Thanks for making me feel better. Maybe that's maybe that can be what we watch for movie night, Mike. Maybe we can watch Oppenheimer. Quick, no need for quick stories. I've got all day. Well, I mean, it's now Saturday for me. God, it's almost 1 a.m. for me. Helen needs to get some sleep. Oh, Ramsay Fancy, hello. Glad to have caught the stream. Sorry, I've been barely saying hello. Warm regards to Shuri. She's run around a bit today. She's discovered she could walk across my desk again. So she's been active, but lovely to see you in the chat, Ramsay fan. I hate the term mac and cheese. The correct name is macaroni and cheese. I'm sorry. Deadpool Red Suit is here. Hello, good afternoon from the UK. Work is over. Yay, hello to everyone. Goodness. You're saying hello. I'm probably going to sign off because it is 1:45 Saturday morning, and it's been a very, oh my God, Cousin Anthony, why is everyone coming when I want to sign off? Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Saturday, cousin. Sleep for Helen. Yes, sleep for Helen. Sleep for Shuri. Shuri's been a menace running around because I think she's like, this is not the routine. You're meant to be asleep. I'm meant to be asleep with you. She gets upset. Helen, let me know I'm in for movie night. Wants to catch up on Mike. You weren't here for hot cross bun talk. You probably don't know what hot cross buns are, but they brought out chocolate orange hot cross buns, which I'm not going to try. Sounds horrible. But I thought of you. Terry's orange chocolate hot cross buns. Love cats. I'm a cat owner myself. I love Shuri. She's a cute little monkey. She's the star of this channel, really. I've got a couple of Shuri videos up as member videos, which I think are pretty cute because I know when I was like, what member perks would you like? Keith said virtual pats with Shuri. So we've got virtual pats with Shuri, and I've got Shuri helping me with the reviews. I should do another Shuri video soon. Orange chocolate. Yeah, I mean, some people have taste and some people like orange chocolate. Thank you, Helen, for another great stream. I appreciate you keeping Fridays alive. Have a great week. That's what we're doing. We're keeping Fridays alive. And do you know what else we like to do? We like to have a laugh at figures falling.
Whoa.
I had to sneak it in one more time. I only played it twice this week. That feels pretty restraint for me. But guys, thank you for coming to hang out. Slow news week, but we still went for like 2 hours and 45 minutes because we're keeping Fridays alive. So thank you for coming to hang out. Hope you have a lovely weekend. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget, let me know what your answer is to my audience participation question. What's coming next week? I don't know, but we'll be here to talk about it, whatever happens. Cousin, so cruel. Hilarious. It's hilarious. Terry's orange in the UK is the best orange chocolate in the world. I mean, there is no good orange chocolate, but if you had to pick the best of a bad bunch, I guess Terry's orange chocolate. I don't know. I don't eat the stuff. Great chatting. Thank you for coming to hang out, Mitchell. Nice to see you. Thanks, Helen. Drop a like. I mean, I don't know how many likes I have, but I feel like we reached like 55 or 56 live at some stage. So hopefully, I'm losing my words. Hopefully I've got somewhere around 50 likes. I'm booking a flight to the UK now. Sure. You do you. You book that flight to the UK to eat Terry's orange chocolate. Helen's booking a walk to go to sleep. So, guys, thanks again. I will see you next week. Shuri might see you next week as well. Have a lovely weekend. See ya.